For the voiceless, we speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak. Voices for the voiceless. Yeah, yeah. It's the voices for the voiceless. Different points of view and different choices. We the voices for the voiceless. We speak.
Yo, peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome back to Voices for the Voiceless. This is the live that we wanted to do about the propaganda piece that's out here. And I wanted to be careful when I said that, so don't mind the pause. But I got my sis Blessed Girl in the building on this Wednesday evening. How you doing today, this evening, sis?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm Gucci. I appreciate the the inquire, I should say, because you know this was a live that we kind of like, was like, should we do it? Should we not? But I think that it's good to address the propaganda, the entertainment, the satire, the um
Hmm.
the distraction. And as the live says, 50 Cent versus Big Meech, let's discuss the distraction. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of this stuff that we talk about, as it pertains to popular culture, is actually just that, a distraction. But I think it's a teachable moment in many respects. Shout out to Lex to the 10 in the building. What's up, bro?
What's up, Lex?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So just to lay out the outline of the situation. Now we already know 50 Cent started to work with young Lil Meech, you know, as far as starting the BMF series. And this was around the time that Big Meech was still incarcerated. We all know Big Meech was sentenced to 30 years in prison. And he was serving his time. Big Meech was incarcerated. 50 Cent approached Lil Meech, like, man, bro, I love to do a documentary on BMF and the whole nine. He put me in tune with your dad. That happened. Long story short, um, he asked, you know, Big Meech on a visit if they could go ahead and put together a series, um, BMF series, which was really a documentary on Big Meech's life. And Big Meech was, a drug kingpin out of Detroit, migrated to Georgia, Atlanta, and you know, got incarcerated and consequently was serving 30-year sentence. But in that time span, when he hollered at Lil Meech was on the floor. He was pillow to post. So when he hollered at Big Meech was like, "Yo, yeah, y'all could do the documentary." He gave the green light to 50 Cent, and 50 Cent being a content creator on that scale, um, they were talking big deals, and he was like, "Who you gonna have play me?" He said, "Man, I'm gonna have your son play me." And Lil Meech was looking like, "Well, you know, I'm not an actor." You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent took it upon himself to pay for Lil Meech to go to acting school. Say, "Look, I'm gonna put you through 2 years of acting school. I'm gonna make sure you straight while you in school. When Big Meech come home, we could further discuss moving forward with bigger deals." But they went through with that. The BMF series was an instant hit, and everything was all gravy. Fast forward to now, Big Meech comes home and he back out here. Big Meech is Big Meech. Um, and consequently, there was a situation where Big Meech ended up taking a picture with 50 Cent and one of his enemies, Rick Ross. And when that happened, 50 Cent got on the defensive. It got petty, it got messy, and 50 Cent ended up counseling the BMF series. So, with that being said, it took to the internet, and everybody started to like go at one another with the pettiness and all of that. 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, was started coming up with the allegations that Big Meech was a snitch, and um uh Big Meech fired back saying that 50 Cent was an internet thug, a gangster, or what have you. So, you had an internet back and forth. But I felt that Lil Meech got caught in the midst of that, and I felt like he was a casualty of their pettiness, because from my perspective, I felt like if I knew that my son was in if he had a boss that he was working up under, I'm not gonna make no sudden moves, you know what I'm saying, that I know would possibly interfere with his movement. Now, me and Mika had different perspectives on this. She felt like, well, shoot, we talked about it, and I let Sis speak for herself, but she felt like, well, look, Meech is a grown man. He could work with whoever he wants to. 50 Cent shouldn't have no problem with that. Um, and I'll let her get her perspective on that before we get to, further in the content. But this is just us entertaining the distraction we have, had conversations about it. But since you want to elaborate on anything that I said.
Yeah, yeah, no. Um, I said, and this is just how I feel. I said that, I feel like this is more of publicity because, mind you, I think that BMF, it was a series. And now I'm hearing that 50 Cent is going to do a documentary on him. And the documentary is supposed to be, oh, what it's, you know, it's supposed to be about, I guess, receipts and stuff that he have. But even if it's not publicity, okay, in my opinion, it is because I just look at a lot of the reality shows now. And before the reality shows, they always have these actors, because mind you, these people are actors. They'll come out, and then you'll have, like, for instance, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They're into it. They into it on the internet. Okay, it captivates, of course, our culture, because our culture is captivated by when it comes to drama. So then that also helps their views and keep their ratings up for them to keep their job. So my thing is, okay, if this thing is uh not publicity, which I think it is, if it's not, Big Meech is a brand, Lil Meech is a brand. At the end of the day, that man can work with who he want to work with, and I just feel like if taking a picture with who 50 Cent has a problem with, that's between 50 Cent and um Rick Ross. Okay. Now my thing is with that. You have a lot of people that probably say, well, that's his, and his daddy shouldn't have did this, and his daddy. Well, that's my point is, that's his daddy. Little Meech didn't get his name off of his dad. He's his own person. So I feel like he can work with who he want to work with. If 50 been like, I just don't. I feel like he don't have anything to do with that, because again, he's a brand. His dad's a brand. Keep in mind, you have a lot of celebrities that I'm sure that are related, but they are their own brand. So they have their management reach out to whoever, and they work and make deals. So my thing is, if you want to drop this boy, allegedly, because I just feel like it's for publicity, to get ratings, to get people to tune in to the documentary or whatever that's gonna come out. That's just my opinion. So I just don't think that it should be where, oh well, I'm gonna just drop you from a $30 million deal, when, in my opinion, y'all grown men. You don't have to bring it to the internet. You could call them up. Like, that's why I look at it as publicity, because they know that that's what black people are. We that's what, of course, we thrive to that. And I just feel like it's more of a distraction to me than anything, because y'all both in y'all 50s. 50 is 50 in his 50s, and beating Big Meech is 50 or still, however old he is. Like, y'all could just pick up the phone and call each other and have this conversation. But for me, his son don't he shouldn't have anything to do with that, because he's a brand. If this boy has been, because mind you, 50 probably wouldn't have been able to, the BMF probably wouldn't have been able to, that series wouldn't have been the ratings if it really wasn't for Lil Meech, because he was one of the main characters in there. So 58 off of that boy too. So my thing is, if you want to just drop him because of an issue that you have because of a rival that with Rick Ross, which in my opinion, I think if all behind the scenes, all them people get along. That's just, it's entertainment for me. So that's just my thoughts on
Right. And you know what? I agree with a lot that we already talked about it. I agree. I just the way that I look at it like this. I look at
it.
it, as this is business. And
Hmm.
if Lil Meech's dad is fooling with the competition, then 50 Cent, we already know how 50 Cent get down. You know what I'm saying? If you fooling with the competition, the opposition, however you want to portray it, he's gonna do what 50 Cent does. It's history has proven fact, with other people that he's done business with, he's gonna, with 30 mil on the table, I would, if I was Big Meech, just me personally, I wouldn't have done that at that particular time. If
But
I was gonna do that,
mhm.
go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say before I lost the train of thought, but you got to keep in mind too that Big Meech, there's no telling what type of, like, dealings that he's had with Rick Ross. Like, just because your son is working with 50 Cent, you're working with Rick Ross. We don't know how Rick Ross done looked out for that man when he was in prison. We don't know their bond. We don't know what business deals they have. So again, that's his dad, and he's him. That's how I feel about it, because at the end of the day, whether a picture was dropped with him taking a picture with who 50 Cent. That don't got nothing to do with the breadwinner of who you have in front of you that's been bringing, you know what I'm saying, that put millions in your pocket and y'all are doing business together. That don't have anything to do with his dad. His dad is, I just feel like his dad is who he is. Like, I don't think, I think at this point, when you're doing that, you mixing business with pleasure. Business is going to be business. If Lil Meech has a brand and he's a business, and his dad has a brand and he's a business, that's just how I look at it.
Right.
You know, that's just me. But everybody look at things different. But I just look at it, if it was my child and my son, he was in entertainment, I'm in entertainment. I have an issue with whoever that's between me and them. My son, as long as my son is being treated right, and that's his business, and he's a brand, that don't got nothing to do with me. That's just me. Like, I'm going to work with who. At the end of the day, people don't know what type of business that Big Meech and Rick Ross, like, what they have. What type of bond they have, what type of work relationship that they probably set up before this man even got out of prison. So that's just, I don't know. That's just how I look at it.
True. Hey, everybody go. Hey, I respect everybody's opinion, and we can discuss it. But I do want to present a video to kind of bring some some value into the conversation. And this is the content creator is Pink Book Lessons. So let's get into that.
All right, so Lil Meech was spotted out for the first time.
Now this is Lil Meech being spotted right when he got the news that 50 Cent canceled the BMF series, and he's looking a little distraught. So that's what this basically is about. Him getting in the car looking like, man, what's going on? It's crazy.
Since getting caught up in this whole mess between his father, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent, and he's looking down bad. A lot of people feel like he got caught in the middle, saying 50 should
And Doug.
You'll be back. Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds.
shouldn't be doing this, or Lil Meech is a kid, maybe a bit naive, but he's not a kid. But the more I watch this unfold, the more I realize this ain't really about 50 Cent, Rick Ross, or Big Meech. This right here is some underlying resentment or maybe a little jealousy that Big Meech has towards his own son. Let me explain. At first, it seemed like Lil Meech was just catching strays, caught in the crossfire of a beef that was really between Rick Ross and 50 Cent. His father put himself in the middle of it, and yes, sometimes the sins of the father fall on the son. We've seen that all play out before. But this feud is deeper than just Rick Ross, 50, and Meech. That's just a smokescreen. If you look just beneath the surface, you'll see that Big Meech has a real issue, and not with just 50 Cent. There's some low-key animosity towards his own son, and it's being played out right in front of us. The signs were there. Now, if you missed everything leading up to this, no worries. The link is in the description. Go ahead and check out my previous video. But ever since Lil Meech's uncle was spotted out with Supreme Jr., who, by the way, is the son of one of 50's biggest enemies, and then Big Meech himself was seen out with Rick Ross, you already know what 50 Cent said long ago. If you keep showing up with somebody's known enemies, that's going to raise red flags every single time.
When the keep showing up next to me, I don't with it. That's an indication to me he might have some feelings towards me. That is just everywhere I got an issue. He show up around me. So forget music, because music ain't usually my motivation. My morals come off the curb. So if you sit and keep being around, when you come around, your antennas go up. So he in a position where he might feel like he did, but he ain't there yet.
As I started looking deeper into what's really going on with BMF, I had to.
So let's unpack that a little bit. So 50 Cent position is like, hey, if you rocking with people I don't rock with, you guilty by association. And I hear what you saying, Mika. Like, you know, they two separate individuals. Big Meech, Little Meech. You got two different people here. Even though that's his father, that's his son. But way 50 Cent is associating it is if you cool. I'm not even trying to decipher who's cool, who's not. If your family rocking with my enemy, then I can't rock with you. Now, a lot of people may say that's, you know, petty, that's being you know, you being decisive, but you know, what do you say to what 50 Cent just said?
Well, I mean, for me, like that doesn't that doesn't necessarily mean, because you got to keep in mind, like his son, he put him through 2 years of acting. Okay, he did, help his son, like, start up his career. And I'm pretty sure his son's loyalty, he know what 50 Cent has done for him. You got to keep in mind, 50 has probably been more involved in his life than his dad has. Because if you're saying this boy is 24 years old, his dad been in prison for 20 years. His, I mean, for me, he's built his own brand. And I just feel like at some point, I mean, what's the issue? Y'all, like, he's a millionaire. He's in the millions with his money. Rick Rock, like, Jesus, y'all 50 something years old. Like, I don't think it's too much left of rival. Like, I'm just kind of confused at what the real issue is. Because if you get your money, what's for you gonna be for you, and what's for him gonna be for him. And I just feel like at some point that's petty to me. If it's got to be something deeper deeper than that, because even if you have an enemy, that's what I say, like with our culture people, because you don't like nobody, you expect me not to like them. I don't roll like that, because at the end of the day, if you have an issue with somebody, my job is to be a solution to the problem, meaning that, okay, if you got an issue with somebody that I deal with. Okay, bro, listen. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm not gonna talk about you to him. I'm not gonna, like, at the end of the day, I get along with both of y'all. So my thing is, instead of someone being a solution to the problem, because they two grown people, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not gonna like because you don't like, or I want my family, my kids, to not get money because of you not liking me. Like, if my son, he's got built his brand, and you helped him build his brand, I got business that I'm handling over here with this man. Like, like I don't know. That's just me.
Well, I feel you. And to be honest with you, I totally agree. I just think looking at it on the business aspect, knowing how 50 is,
But
knowing
that's
this,
on a personal. But again, that's personal, because when you're looking at it business, that wouldn't intertwine with it. If it's business, this man has a brand. This man has a brand. That's business, you know. But personal is because I don't like such and such because of what. That's personal. So
okay,
business on a business from a business standpoint, it'll be focusing on how you gonna help my business, my brand, and how I'm helping you. That's how
o-
I look at it. You know.
okay. But see, now I looking at it just playing devil's advocate, looking at it how 50 looking at it. Hey, I paid the cost to be the boss. I put up the bread. They got 5 bands. Hey, we working. Now, if you gonna do something with my enemy that you know is my enemy, your dad gonna do something with my enemy or what have
Your
you.
dad, your dad, not you, but your dad.
But
You
see
see what I'm
now,
saying?
Lil Meech now he didn't kind of pick sides since then. He rolling with his dad and Rick Ross now. They got pictures of Lil Meech with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, his 50 known enemy. So he picking the side now.
Well, at this point, he don't have a side to pick if I've been fired. So what I'm just saying, like, if you fired me, I can do what I want to do. So if I have to go over here where the money at, whatever you, because at the end of the day, this man still got to eat. So it's not like he's still, I mean, 50 basically fired him, right?
Yep.
So if you fired me, you don't get to tell me where I get to go.
Yeah, then 50 did like put out his text messages and all that. You know, we're gonna get to that. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. I want to let this rock out a little bit so we get a little bit more context to talk about.
Okay, bro.
To ask, why would there be a problem? Because no doubt about it, there is a problem. And no matter what anybody says, Big Meech is not innocent in this. He's calculated too. Think about it. 50 Cent literally put his son on when nobody else would. 50 gave him a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and even paid the family $5 million from the BMF series. So why would Big Meech turn around and sell out for some bill money from Rick Ross and a watch or something? That's petty favors versus the millions on the table.
50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how little.
Before we go further, I want to give some more shots out to the people in the chat. Shout out DV Wild Wild. Shout out Queen Nisi Mo. Shout out
there, y'all.
T Bars 05. Okay, let's keep going.
Can I say something real quick
Go ahead, sir.
before you go? So, just piggybacking off of what he said, when he gave him 5 million, he didn't give him nothing. He worked for that. See what I'm saying? He worked for that. So just as well as he got 5 million, 50 probably got 10 off of him. So it ain't like he gave him anything. That boy worked for that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Shout out J Rock in the building. What up, bro?
Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail. Now we know Rick Ross has a song where he's like, I think I'm Big Meech. Oh, Larry Hoover. And that's the Big Meech that gets portrayed by Little Meech on the TV show BMF Power, produced by 50 Cent. And it's ironic, right? I mean, it'd be kind of easy to see why the real Big Meech would like that song by Ross. But if 50 Cent gives your family, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you got to have some appreciation. And, before more details unfolded, like 5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people. He's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Little Meech got $5 million and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross thing. I don't think Rick Ross even gave him $1 million for whatever they did. It was a picture. It was an event. I doubt it was $1 million. I doubt it was 500,000. I doubt it was 200,000. I think it was $100,000 or less, whatever Big Meech did for Ross. And he sold his relationship with 50 for a $100,000 picture, basically. But we don't know for sure exactly the details with Ross and Big Meech. We just know 50 Cent claimed that he gave $5 million.
And that $5 million.
So that goes to what you were saying earlier. The whole time, you know what I'm saying? You think people is kind of associating Big Meech with Little Meech too much and putting the sins of the father on the son. That's why I said I felt bad for Lil Meech, because I think Big Meech knew exactly what he was doing and what kind of reaction 50 Cent. My thing is just secure the bag. It's 30 mil on the table. Don't make no sudden moves. Let's secure this bag before you do anything.
But see what I'm saying? Less secure. That's not him though. What I'm saying, that's his son. I just look at it like this. Just because these are content creators, they're gonna come and give all the flow, but they don't know what type of relationship these people have. They don't know what type of deals that Rick Ross got with Big Meech. They don't know what's on the table with him and Rick Ross. I just feel like at some point that's what people, get the diving and trying to create content. And you understand what I'm saying? Like not really knowing what these people do behind the scenes. Like for all we know, they might pick up the phone and talk to each other. I mean, we can see this within politics. People they chop it up behind the scenes, but in front of people, they gonna make it seem like, oh well, this is this is who I rock with. This is who, and like the other person is a complete enemy to them. Wherein it's not. It's just like entertainment. That's why I'm like, even now to this, I just look at it as being entertainment to get the views up. Because how you gonna drop a documentary when you say you got receipts on this man being a snitch and all this other stuff? Like it just made me feel like you're doing that to lure the people in so you could get your viewership up for this. And y'all really cool. Cause I just feel like even now to that with a picture, cause he take a picture with him, and again, he is his own man. He's a brand. His money that his son is making is his son's money and his son's brand. His bank account don't have Big Meech and Little Meech on it. I'm pretty sure his LLC don't have Big Meech and Little Meech on it. Like it's and that's just how I look at it.
True. Nah, you're right. I hear what you're saying, but I just feel as though, and I just stand on
Right.
this. I would have just held tight if I was Big Meech and let my son secure the bag, and I would have told Ross, "Hey, look, you already know. I'm fully aware of y'all beef or whatever you call it, and you know, Big Meech being someone from the streets that." You probably looking at these guys, 50 Cent and Rick Ross, like, man, these some rappers. You know what I'm saying? This ain't real beef. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing that your son is doing business with one of them, and I don't want to make no conflict of interest. I just would have fell back, but until everything was clear. But I'm gonna let the tape go a little longer, hear this content from their perspective, and we could, and let me know if you want to stop at any moment, sis, so we can, dialogue about anything.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Million, that was just the beginning. They already had plans in motion for spinoffs and eventually a BMF movie. This relationship with 50 wasn't just a one-time payday. It was a long-term $30+ million opportunity at minimum. Guaranteed money if they played their cards right. So why would Big Meech fumble that for some quick cash from Rick Ross? Make it make sense.
Look at what he did. You sided with Ross, some bozo. You got 19 years of being incarcerated. That 50 could have took that and converted that to about 5 seasons, and then turned around and then did the overall movie. He had a good 30 to 50 million he could have made. Now you standing next to a mother who couldn't even keep a concert going. Rick Ross is on the concert.
Second on the line.
In about 10 days, Ross is gonna throw him away. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, Screech. I mean,
now let's now. Wack 100 just said something that was valid now, and it all boiled back down to business. Now, Big Meech, you made that decision, and it did result in what it did. Whether we agree or not that it was his fault. When we talk about when we measure up the business with 50 and the business between Rick Ross, 50 could do way more. Now, the picture that Meech and Rick Ross took, okay, they had some other plans. They had a car show and another event that was set up that flopped after that whole ordeal. So now, Big Meech and Rick Ross did the event, and it didn't go well. They had to cancel it. So now it's like, okay, we scrambling to get back right business wise, and Rick Ross ain't even in that lane on the movie side. You know what I'm saying? So now that bag got been jeopardized. And I mean, at that point, do you feel like Meech probably could have fell back? You know what I'm saying? To just let that deal go through before he made a move with Ross. Because we all know how 50. We can sit up here and criticize 50, but we know how he moves. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, I would have expected 50 out of all people. That's the issue you have with his dad. Like this man ain't never showed not. I can see if he had showed like he wasn't loyal to you as a business partner. Because at the end of the day, we talking about business. But just to just say, oh well, I'm just gonna, not do this, let this deal go through because your dad took a picture with Rick Ross. I'm sorry.
In
I
an
just
event. Now they ain't even let nobody know they had events lined up.
they didn't have to let nobody know. I'm just saying, like I guess I'm just different. Like you don't have to like you have to let. I didn't know that it was not a crime for me not to let nobody know what I got going on in my personal life. I don't know. I guess I'm not a celebrity, and I look at it from a standpoint as to people. They really get so deep into like this stuff with them being rivals, and that's what a lot of this divisions. Y'all grown men, like they got to finally call each other. You don't got to put out no receipts if this boy, if you feel any type of way about this boy, he's not his father. That's what I. That's just the way I look at it. So again, because he took a picture with him. Nobody know how Rick Ross might have held him down in prison. Nobody know the relationship that him and Rick Ross have. So for you to just jeopardize because you 50 and you being petty, at the end of the day, like if you want to be that petty to say, oh well, I'm just gonna cut ties with you because of your dad. I'm gonna cut ties with you as a business partner because I have an issue with your dad taking a picture with Rick Ross. I mean, come on. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and I agree. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real, if I was 50 Cent and just me doing music on the level that I'm doing it, you know, I wouldn't have reacted like that. 50 Cent, you know, canceling the season with Lil Meech, I wouldn't have never did that. But me, you got to know who you doing business with. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know that this dude has the capacity, meaning 50 Cent, to get on some petty stuff and try to take it out. Now, that results in 50 Cent coming out and trying to discredit Big Meech, talk about he a snitch and all that. But you knew this information when you asked his son, could you link up with him to put a
Hmm.
documentary about his life? So I think that was a little that was fugazi on 50 side. I got hey, it is what it is, because now you want to get mad and now you want to throw some dirt on his name when you feeling away. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like you were scoring baby mama or something, or scoring baby dad. I'm mad because of this issue, so I'm just gonna be petty enough to counsel and just screw everything. When at the end of the day, like if you just that petty of a person to where you gotta go, it gets to the point where you don't want to do business with me because you mad because my dad took a picture with somebody that you are at odds with. I don't see why, because y'all in y'all 50s, y'all should be at some point being a better example versus having this internet beef or whatever y'all have going on. Like, I don't even want to do business with you. Because trust me, this boy is such, he's as good of an actor as he is now. Somebody will pick him up and he can't. I know 50 have all the little, as far as blackballing, but you can't blackball Lil Meech because Lil Meech at the end of the day, he don't have nothing to do with nothing. I can see if it was his daddy, but him. So you can't say, oh well, I wouldn't work with you because of his dad. I wouldn't work with him because he ain't personally did nothing to me, but I got an issue with his daddy because his daddy took a picture with Rick Ross, and I don't like Rick Ross. No.
Right. DBY well said 50. He 50, he petty as F, bro. Yeah. 50 years though, but you know that. That's the thing. Like, you know that. My thing
But
is
I'm
knowing.
saying though, I don't think that he's petty, but I wouldn't even thought that you would just counsel this his son's money. Normally, I'm pretty sure if it was any type of issue, he probably would have thought he would have came after me. You know his dad, he probably would have thought, oh yeah, let me go after his dad because the dad I got an issue with and him and the dad back and forth. But to know that you just my son when he does, what I'm saying, like you, my son loyal to you. He ain't did nothing. He don't have anything to do with what really that I have anything to do with you and somebody you got an issue with, which is Rick Ross. And Rick Ross done looked out for me when I was in prison. You looked out for my son. Like that's it.
Right. But I think that, and I'm gonna stay on, I'm gonna say this.
Hmm.
I think Big Meech knew, allegedly knew how 50 was gonna react when he saw him in the picture with Rick Ross. I could have told him that. I'm like, 50 finna go ahead and get Patty. You know he
But
finna do.
again, if you dropping me like that, it ain't meant for me to work with you. Because if I got to worry about how you dictate with who, because to me that's control. I'm sorry. If you
Yeah.
touch anybody that you don't like, then I got to be up under your wing all the time because I don't have nothing to do with what y'all got going on. I'm just trying to secure a bag for my family and secure what I can to become, to probably potentially be able to work with other people. That's control to me.
Right, but see, but that's the thing though. Now, at what point do you secure the bag, or do you be like, I don't care about it? Because I'm not finna jeopardize. I'm not finna do anything to jeopardize my son bag. I'm not gonna make no sudden moves because I know, just like if you working at a job and your boss may be petty, but you know, until I can secure this paycheck, okay, this dude petty, I'm gonna let him do that or whatever the case may
I don't
be.
know, but that again, that's me. Like if I'm working with my boss and my boss is petty or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'm gonna go along to do my job and do what I have to do. But we talking about me doing my job, not my dad. We talking about me going and doing my job. I'm following all the guidelines within my job. I'm doing, I'm meeting production. I'm doing everything. So I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do on my job, not
True.
what my daddy got going on over there. Not what because you don't like my daddy. I'm over here doing what I got to do. That's why I'm like, at the end of the day, if it's like that, I don't even want to do business with you. I
Yeah,
don't want you to,
true.
because at that point you controlling me. You can't control and dictate who I be with and where I go and who I can't go and no.
Right, right, true.
It's crazy because if you think about it, like we bad about that. Oh, cause I don't want to talk to her cause she talked to such and such. I don't want to go over here to this platform cause she cool. Like stupid. Like folks grown. Like I'm not a celebrity, but when you looking at it from a business standpoint, this man has his brand, his dad has his brand. Whether or not it's like, well, cause his dad took a picture and it caused you to drop the son because his dad took a picture with somebody that you don't like when you don't know what type of business deal and what type of business this boy's father have with um Rick Ross. Nobody know that. This just something that people don't know. It's just bad that people have to take a picture and you just go off a picture and that's your reasoning for not working with somebody. Like you petty and you can stay over there. I'm sorry.
Now I want to. Now I hear you, sis. I want to address two comments in the chat because I feel like they questions are valid. T Bars 05 say why fake it to make it, and DV Well said F my son, he grown as hell. I'm just saying it's about me, not my son. F that little dude, bro. I agree to an extent, but I'm just saying if I know that it's 30 million on the line and all I gotta do is just sit tight and let that 30 mil go for my son, I'm not saying I'm not gonna rock with who I rock with, but I'm just not gonna make no sudden moves. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Now you could disagree, but if it's 30 mil on the line, I know my son dealing with somebody that's petty. Me personally, I'm gonna just let that deal go through before I bust any certain moves. Because trust and believe, Meech knew what that was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my opinion. But
Well, he probably knew that it would probably do something. If even if he knew what he didn't know, like that's when 50 Cent go back and forth with people, he have the issue with them. You understand? Like it's never in a thing. And now that my son is the one bringing money to you, you helping him out, but don't get it twisted. Like he wanted to start, one of the main uh um cast, in the BMF doing the BMF series. So you can't act like if this boy wasn't doing nothing and you just did everything for him. No, he pretty much made the series. So for you to just sit there and cut him a loose because you mad because of his daddy taking a picture, whether his dad we don't again, he is his brand, his dad is his brand. You don't know what type of dinner that Rick Ross had with his daddy. His daddy might have been looking out for Rick Ross. We just don't know that, you know. That's why I'm like for me, it's petty. Whether you say If you want to drop my son for that, it wasn't never meant for my son to work with you. Because my son or me or nobody else ain't working up under the control of nobody. I'm not. I work with who I want to work with.
That's true.
Me neither, DBY. I'm not kissing nobody but for that. Like, you can stay over there with that. You really go, dude, I've been loyal to you. When it comes down to everything, I show up to work, I do what I'm supposed to do. But because you mad because of whatever you and Rick Ross got going on, and my dad take a picture with him, because my dad cool with him, you just gonna drop me?
Right. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I agree that they shouldn't have to, but when this 30 million on the line, I would have
Guess
said
what? But
tight.
all money ain't good money. If it was for him to get it, he'll get it. That's how I
Yeah,
look at it. If you're gonna drop me for that, it wasn't meant for me to get it.
yeah. True.
Cause all money ain't good money. Just because a person, I mean, you look at celebrities now; they're paid, but look at them. Half of them strung out on either they on drug, but they got the money, but that don't necessarily mean that they got it the right way. It was the good money. If it was meant for that boy to get that 30 million, he'll still be working with him. But obviously, it's not, and God got something better for him.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the link, but I want to let this roll out a little bit more, man. Y'all saying F 30 million over a picture with Rick Ross?
If it ain't the
Really?
right 30 minutes, yeah,
Oh
because
my God.
but hey, if it's meant for me to get that 30 million, I'ma get it. Because if it's just that easy for you to drop me because of a picture with my dad, with somebody else, it was never meant for me. That's why I say all money ain't good money. It's just not. Because if I got to be up under control of you for that, you can keep it. Cause
Okay,
there's all kind of different ways out here for that now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can invest your money in stock and make 100 million in 2 to 3 weeks.
I would
A few. Yeah.
I would have secured that 30 million. I'm sorry, man. This with a picture with this dude, man. Rick Ross, man, I would have secured that 30 million. Then I would have kicked it with him. Once we signed, once the ink dry, then all right, we good. But 30 million on the
Man,
table, I would have secured that first.
no,
But
you can keep your 30 million if you got to control me. I don't want it. I don't
okay,
want it. Cause trust me, I'm gonna get it somewhere or another, and God gonna bless me some way down the line if it's meant for me. And that's how I just look at it.
Since you on point with that one, I mean, I had to come in and say that I mean, everything you're saying is exactly where I am when it comes. We have to look at even where we are right now. I don't think I would even want to secure a bag under the Democratic Party. So I know I wouldn't want to secure no bag with somebody thinking they're trying to control me.
Uh-uh. I don't want it. Keep it. That's true. I don't
yeah, I
want it.
mean, I hear that, but see, my thing is this: if if it was a situation where I felt as though Meech didn't know the reaction would be what it was. Big Meech knew what was going.
But
Mika
but but
saying,
but even with that, Jeff, you got to look
well,
at. I'm
I'm not
thankful
gonna
that
mess
he
up my
did.
son bag though. I'm not gonna
But
mess up my
no,
son.
it ain't messing up his
Uh-uh.
bag. It's actually putting him in a better position because now his son know who he working with.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because if you get to the point where I've been as loyal to you, bro. I've been saying I ain't even said nothing about against, you about anything. I'm just here trying to work. I got my brand on what you do. I don't got nothing to do with that. And for you to no, it just wasn't meant for me to get it. Because if I can't get it under the circumstances of me doing everything that I'm coming to work, clocking in, doing what I have to do, and you get mad about a picture, like cousin Rick Ross. Like if you know your money longer than Rick Ross, he shouldn't even be no threat to you. That picture wouldn't have phased me. I'd have made my money, kept doing business
But
with this
I
young
wouldn't
man.
do nothing with 50 anyway. 50 is he bought and paid for too. I'm sorry. If 50 is just, I mean, dude, he act just like a little old gal. He act just like a little gal. Ain't no
He
way.
get mad. He get mad and he get in his
Exactly, J
feelings.
Rock. I'm just
He
kill that
he
30
ready to
mil.
take his ball and run home. You don't play fair. I'm gonna take my ball and run home. Or I'm gonna tell everybody that you did this here. You did that there. You ain't nothing but old snitch, dude. Go sit down
Telling
somewhere.
these, telling these people that nigga gay as hell. 50 Cent, he killed me, man. I mean, I like
You
50
know some
Cent, but
stuff.
he is
He
some
on
nigga,
that old
man.
tampon. He act like old tampon Tim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what, you know what, bro. You know what, I like 50 Cent, man. But bro, he just, when you get to a certain age, right?
No, that
Okay, you doing
I
all
don't
that.
like no gay. I don't like no gay men like that because that's gay.
Wait a minute,
As
Nisimo.
Jeff
Wait a minute,
say,
Nisimo.
that's for gaysy.
Wait a minute, Nisimo. I'm saying though, when you get to a certain age, right? It's time to stop doing all that trolling niggas and all this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna troll, motherfucker, go troll your kids. Find some business, bitch, and stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop with all this
Leave
trolling other
grown men
niggas.
alone. Leave grown
Leave,
men alone because
leave,
they gonna put.
you
And I'm
fucking with
telling
grown
you,
ass niggas. Stop trolling men and you know what I'm saying. Mitch come from he come from a different cloth, and Meech is like, he about his money. He don't play. Meech don't. He about that no snitch rule, and
and
yeah,
I
he
don't
about the
blame him.
old.
That's
Wait a
real
minute. Wait
men.
a
That's
minute. Wait a
real
minute.
men
Wait a
doing real
minute.
stuff.
Wait a minute, Nisimo. He about that the old school ways. Now you can't. Sometimes you really can't blame some of these niggas that get out of jail that be about the old school way, 'cause that's all the fuck they know. You know what I'm saying? Until you teach them something differently, right?
I don't want to teach them nothing different. I want them
But
to
this
I'm
stay the
all
just
same.
saying. I'm
let me
just
ask
saying.
hey DV. Now
Uh-huh.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree. Meech is cut from a certain cloth. He probably looking at these dudes like y'all some musicians. This ain't no
Hey,
real beef. So I can take a
right.
picture with Rick Ross. Man, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Who gives
Y'all
a fuck? He don't care about that type of
right.
stuff.
So that's
I
how he
mean,
looking at it, right?
yeah,
But now 50 coming out with all these allegations, and I'm gonna play a video
right.
shortly with
But but before that, Jeff, he even but before that, Jeff, he came with the, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the show is cut out because just because Meech took a picture with Rick Ross, you feel me? And Rick Ross Meech gonna get out of jail and make money with whoever, you know, who showed him love and had his back, showed him respect, or you know what I'm saying,
right,
Sneezy?
right. I
He
get
going
that.
he
But
you
see,
know what I'm
this
saying?
is the thing
That's
that
what I
I
kept
need y'all to
saying.
understand. That even when 50 was doing this nonsense to put Puffy, and people was down with the nonsense. Some people, you got to just stop it. Stop it before it even gets started. 50 should have been stopped a long time ago. Dude, you acting real gay. Leave that mess where it's at. Stop acting like that. We don't do that here in Houston. Go back where you come from with that nonsense because we don't do
That's why I
that.
say you grown. And that's why I say you grown. You being 50 petty. Nigga, stop. I
Well,
mean, I don't have no problem with him trolling everybody else. It's just that when you get to the you know what I'm saying, to the Meech thing. The reason I saying this, I'm gonna be quiet. But the reason I said why when you get to the Meech thing, because you know what I'm saying, you made a whole docu series from Power into the BMF thing and everything like that about Meech and everything, right? And that represents you. That bumped your money up. That did a lot from you, bro. That did a whole lot for 50 Cent. Off of your if it was me, if I got out of jail, if I was some type, if me and you, Jeff, we was big name, celebrities or whatever, right? And we get out of jail. Now me and you both, Jeff, we from Chicago. What if,
right.
okay, one of us from, you know what I'm saying? One of us from Cali, Detroit, whatever. You feel me? And we make a docu series about the next motherfucker, right? We know each other, Jeff, whatever, right? And we make a docu series about one another, and we make money We take care of the next person's son about that shit, right? Your son is grown. He is a grown ass man, old enough to take care of himself. He out here buying jewelry, cars, taking care. He out here tricking off at clubs, fucking with bitches, using his money. He ain't saving his money. Then on top of that, then I come back and then now I want to hate on you, Jeff. Now, Jeff, now I'm all on social media calling you all type of bitches, this and that and the third, this and that and the third. Now you gonna be like DB. What the fuck? You was my nigga a minute ago.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. And I'll leave it alone. That's all I'm saying. You not gonna respect me. And you made a whole fucking docu-series about me and my brother, about the whole thing. You not gonna respect me. You gonna lose all aspect.
Yeah.
Fuck the social media. Fuck everything. You not gonna look at it and be like, I'm just saying, you know what, Jeff, we built different, babe. We cut from different cloths. We from Chicago. Maybe that's some New York shit, bro.
I hear you though. I hear you though. Hey, we got Lex in the building, man.
Yeah.
I want to let everybody get their
Lex,
chance.
what's good with it, bro?
What's good with it, Lex?
How y'all doing, man? Sitting up here eating some ice cream, man. Tripping off of y'all, man.
What up,
Bluebells in the house.
Lex?
He got him some bluebell, y'all.
You better
Yeah,
know
Lex
it.
in the building.
The vanilla at that.
Okay. You ain't got no butter pecan over there,
No,
Lex?
no, this fresh out of me yesterday. Just pop the seal on it. So I had to go and give me some. Before I put it in the freezer. You know what I'm gonna say. Oh, by the way, how's everybody doing? Peace and blessings to everybody.
Good,
Bless you,
baby,
brother.
good.
Hey, Lex,
What's
good,
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 Lex?
good.
Man, all I'm
You
gonna say
know what?
about this
And that's
whole
the
thing.
last thing I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna
Okay.
interrupt you. I ain't gonna interrupt you, but this shit just goes so many different kind of ways. You ask me. You know what I'm saying? Jeff, I've been watching it a little bit, and this just goes so many different kind of ways. Lex, what you think about this, bro? Because I think it just goes so many different kind of ways about this mess about 50 and Meech, man. You know what I'm
I'm a
saying?
I'm a I'm a laid back person, man. I don't really get too far into it, but I will say this. I look at it like you got two jobs. I've had two jobs in the past. And if you're working for one corporation and you're working for another corporation, you leave that one job and go to another job. These people know that you're working with this other corporation. They're not gonna be petty with you just because you're working for this other company. All they care about is what you do on the
You
clock,
doing
when
your
you make your
job.
money,
Thank you.
and you doing your job, and that's it. They not be finna worry about what you working for this corporation. They are competitor. So we gonna cut your hours, or we gonna do this, or we gonna do that. As long as you come to work, you making sure you make your quota. You're not getting hurt. You making sure you coming to work. You're not tearing up everything. You being safe. And if they ask you to do something extra, you go ahead and do it. They might say, "Well, hey, you want to get on the safety committee? You volunteer, you do that, and they see what kind of person you are on the job, and you're not causing any problems and not making them lose money." And that's all that matters. They're not caring about that other stuff. They're all about the dollar bill. That's the way I look at it.
So,
Yeah,
you-
I agree. I agree. And I want to let this play out, and y'all let me know if y'all want to stop it at any point to discuss it. It just so we could dialogue about it as it go.
okay,
Jeff, I'm out. I'm
You
out.
finna play the
I
clip
just
now?
needed to
Yeah.
come in.
Okay, sis.
I'll be
Okay, sis.
back. Okay. All right. Love
Okay.
y'all. Bye bye.
Love you
Okay,
too. Okay.
okay. Jeff, you finna play the
I mean,
clip now?
Meech,
I was gonna say something else, but you
if
finna play the clip now?
Oh, go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No, it ain't even important like that. Go ahead. You finna play the clip now?
Yeah, I was gonna play it. Then
Go ahead.
let me
Do
know if
your
you
thing.
want me to stop it at any point, anybody, and we can talk about it.
No, it ain't important. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Rick Ross seeing what he did to you, because he knew what he was doing standing on the side of him, right? He know Meech ain't thinking straight. If he don't throw you 3 wing stops, you ought to knock that out. What 50 gonna do? He finna burn that down. He gonna release that last season, and then he's gonna release the Tammy and discredit everything that people thought that man was.
It's really starting to look like Big Meech may have intentionally undermined his own son. I don't know. Did Lil Meech not set aside any of the $5 million for his dad? Did he blow through the money? Who knows? Maybe deep down, he didn't think his father was coming home anytime soon. He was supposed to do like 30 years. I can't say for sure, but ever since 50 Cent acknowledged what he saw as blatant disrespect from Rick Ross and Big Meech, BMF has been crumbling right in front of us. And let me tell you, the downfall started fast. First, it was the Welcome Home Big Meech concert in Sunrise, Florida, featuring Rick Ross and a lineup of other artists. That show was canceled on the same day it was supposed to happen. At first, people thought 50 had something to do with it, but he denied it outright. Turns out, though, they couldn't sell tickets. Word is they only sold 900 tickets in a 14,000-seat concert setup. That's embarrassing. And the biggest name on the lineup was Rick Ross. He couldn't even move tickets. That alone says a lot.
Jeff.
Look, let me tell y'all something about 50 Cent, okay? I don't know what type of connection.
Hey, Jeff. It's gotta be.
Go
It's
ahead, bro.
gotta be. It's gotta. Hey, Lex, Jeff. It's gotta be more than 5 million there. Now, maybe 5 million for his son, because you know how they be paying people, and you know what I'm saying. They might pay a motherfucker and get him half of such and such up front, right? And then they give him the rest at the end. So, and it might be for certain amount of years, and you know what I'm saying. And the way that they do TV series is now, they might shoot uh 20 episodes in 1 year, but they only put out 8 or 9. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and then they use
I
the
hear
rest.
you, bro. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bag,
So they,
the bag got sacrificed though. It was a $30 million bag on the table.
I'm
30
saying,
million.
right. But at the end of the day, I'm saying you don't get all that 30 million. Not really, not really, really. You got it's I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, even you as the main character, right, over, right? It's not like you gonna get all of that by, you know what I'm saying? It's they running around talking about Lil Meech. Oh, he got 5 million. He got 5 million. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? He might have got more than that. I'm just saying he might have did. We don't know. He might, maybe he shit. Hell, he might have got less than that. We don't know nothing.
We don't
We
know.
don't know. You say what?
No, you're right. We don't know all the intricate details of their contract,
Yeah, right.
but I know that they would have
It's
got
worth
a
more than
lot
five
more.
million and 30 million.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the whole thing. So, but 50 Cent, we know he got overheads and other people to pay and all this old shit like that, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, you want to look at it, right? You're gonna do 5 mil for 2 or 3 years for such and such amount of episodes. You gonna do it, Jeff? Cause I'm do it. We both from Chicago, nigga. We both gonna do it. We gonna do it, Jeff. You know what I mean? We gonna take
Yeah.
that money and we gonna do it. But okay, you start spending money. You start fucking up. You start spending money. You know what I'm saying? Now your money decreasing, and now you looking for something. You looking for, and now you looking for some type of extra money or whatever to replace that money. It just so happened that your daddy get out of jail around that same time when you start losing money. So your old man get out. Your old man never really even took care of you. You know what I'm saying? You just living off of his name. He never even took care of his son. The nigga went in jail before his son. I mean, like,
Was 5 years old. Like, he was in jail when his
five
son
years.
was. Yeah.
Shit. Right. That's a long time, nigga. I barely knew that you was my daddy. But if he feels, but if Lil Meech as a man now, and he feels like, you know what, you my daddy, and I'm not finna be on that bullshit with you. I love you, respect you, and I'm finna look out for you and kick you down, and I'm gonna put some money in your pocket or whatever. You my old man, right? Bitch, you shouldn't have been spending the money like that, talking about jewelry and tricking off with hoes in the motherfucking clubs, trying to show off for YouTube. You ain't even, you ain't even. showing off and making no, you know what I'm saying, for other to get other movies or shows or nothing. You showing off, trying to, you trying to live your life like you're a rapper. You're not a rapper, dude. You a fucking movie art, whatever artist. You know what I'm saying? You can't live your life like that and do all that, dude. If you gonna look out for your old man when he come out of jail, nigga, put a couple of months, put something away, and put you know what I'm saying. You could put money away in jail where I mean, my bad. You could put money away in the bank where you can't even touch it for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So put that money away. Leave it there for your old man if that's what you gonna do. If that's your great intentions.
Now,
You know what
now,
I'm saying?
But it, but it,
before you go further,
Okay.
let's say this. Let's say this. Let's say Big Meech was out here a multi-millionaire before he went in, but Lil Meech,
Illegally though. Go ahead.
ille-
Illegally though. Right?
but
Go ahead.
Lil Meech was out here homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And 50 Cent gave him an opportunity that put
Right.
him in millionaire status. So
Right.
when Lil Meech was on the floor, when Big Meech was locked up, 50 gave him an avenue to go ahead and come up. So
Right.
his loyalty is torn. My dad, he was out here busting moves, getting paper, but he didn't put no paper aside for me. But 50 Cent came in and papered me up. You know what I'm saying? When my dad, he didn't have nothing for me. All that money went to legal fees or what have you. You know what I'm saying? His whole bid, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So 50 came in when his dad fell off. You know what I'm saying? And put him in the game. So I felt like it put Lil Meech in a compromising situation.
Yeah. So you gonna choose. So now you finna play choosing between your old man, his name, his autobiography, and his legacy between him and 50 Cent.
Hey,
Now, you know what I'm saying? Like now, and then you gon' and then and then at the same time, at the end of the day, you feel me? Like your daddy gonna hit your daddy gonna get money, period. Regardless whether he get it legally or illegally, he gonna get money when he get out. He's the man
right,
of the streets. He was the man of the streets. He was gonna get money anywhere it go, but he gonna fight for this legal shit. I don't blame him for fighting for the legal shit. I don't blame him for fighting for it. And you know what I'm saying? Because this is my name and everything. This, you know what I'm saying? Even though he signed over rights or whatever, I'm not gonna blame him for fighting for that shit or whatever he doing. Because you know what I'm saying, Lil Meech, hey, look, you can go on the internet and say whatever you want to say about me. But at the end of the day, this is how much the man paid you 5 million to make these shows. You done made all these episodes, all these shows, all these episodes, whatever. And then I get out of jail. Now we can make a new series about me personally, or we can make a series about the chick, the so-called snitch chick, whatever her name is. We could make we could make something about her. It's different. It's so many different ways to make money about that. We could make money. We could make money and talk about and make a series about his friends. You know what I'm saying? And how they came up. It's so many different ways to make money off of Big Meech, but it's all off of Big Meech name.
right, exactly. My thing is, with 50, he already know how to make it. He got, to go and rock with somebody like Rick Ross. I feel like Rick Ross, to me, is the grimiest person in this situation because you knew, you know what I'm saying, when you came in and you kind of interrupted they bag to make a statement, but you got something on the back end to compensate for what they lost. And
50, 50 interrupted their bag. When he got rid of that boy, he interrupted that bag. At the end of the day, if we gonna say that, like 50 Cent is the biggest troll that there is. So even if Big I mean Rick Ross was trolling, you do it. So my thing is like you
Right.
interrupted that bag. And the fact that the matter is when you sit there and say, oh, okay, well, like I'm saying with him putting his son through school, 50 is a genius. He knew what he was doing. It was for the benefit of him, okay?
Of
Because at the
him,
end of the day, he knew that
not
boy, as
me.
far as him being and as far as him being this black mafia family that he was coming out with, he knew that was a
Right.
gold mine.
It
So
wasn't for the benefit really of Lil Meech or Big Meech. It was really for his benefit, for 50 Cent benefit. You remember when I did the live last time, Jeff, about um Jim Jones now
yeah,
and Cameron. Okay, so you just like I said about Cameron and Jim Jones. Cameron, you can't get mad because I go make money and business in a different endeavor. People want to trip on that and try to make it seem like Jim Jones so bogus for leaving Cameron and then go over here fucking with 50. But people ain't even focusing and making and paying no attention about 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? And his people going to go make money with other people, and you know what I'm saying, with other rappers from down south and all this other, you know what I'm saying, from California and all this other shit from the with the game and all this old shit. Even though the 50 Cent and the game had beef, motherfucker,
but you
I'm
know
gonna make
what
my
though?
money how I make my money. You can't
But
stop
you
me
know
from that. I'm a grown ass man.
But you know what though? Like even us having this, cause it's just literally like entertainment. I understand. Like we're
Fuck
just having a
loyalty. That's
conversation.
what I say.
We
Fuck
we,
loyalty.
we normally just we stay on the political aspect of things, but I feel like this is something that me and Jeff want to talk about. But at the end of the day, like this conversation, like the conversation that we having now pertaining to Big Meech and 50 Cent and Rick Ross and all, like those people are. I just feel like, and I've said it before, they're entertainers. Like they
Right.
get people riled up. And my thing is they probably on the phone with each other chopping it up because they know
Right.
all of them troll. That's why I
That's
don't
what
even
I'm
get really
saying. Like, forget
invested into
loyalty.
it
You
because
know?
I just feel like at some point these people are just we're putting money in their pocket every time we click them views and 50 Cent is Googled and
Exactly.
that's exactly what they do. So that's why I don't even get because I think it's for publicity. I've said it before. If it's not, it's stupid that you want to cancel this boy or not work with him because of his dad. Because just like Lex said, even if you have another job. At some point, that job don't give a flip long as you making production. They don't care
Right.
about your mama working over here on this with this particular company that I don't like the CEO of. They don't care. They're just
Right.
working. So my thing is, even if it's that, which I just feel like it's again, I told you earlier, they know that the black culture, we be so focused on Big Meech, Rick Ross, and all of, and them folks get money. You understand? They getting paid. They getting paid off of us. And all this is a
Right.
division, if you ask me. Because at some point, like I don't see 50 Cent hosting no Zoom call with no 100 million on there to say let's see how to get to this money to do crypto or anything like that. This is it, and this is what we like black people gravitate to. We don't think
Right.
about the fact that it's entertainment for these people. That's why I don't really just get so involved in it. I just say when it comes down to the aspect of his son, like if that is the case, that's bogus. And if you
I think,
if
right.
if
I
if
think if,
if
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
if you want to drop me because of an issue with a picture and just
Right.
say it's not publicity at all.
Right.
If it's not publicity and that's what you do, I don't even want to work up under you. I don't give a flip how long your money goes.
Right.
You're
Because
not
you
gonna
know what?
control me.
Because you know what? I think Rick Ross could have worked with Big Meech and threw 100 goddamn shows, and 50 Cent might have had a couple of pennies off of that shows. You know what I'm saying? He could have had a couple of pennies off that show if you worked with the man and show a bigger aspect of it and show and be a bigger man and show instead of all this beef shit. Fuck all this beef, nigga. You over 40 years old. You still talking about the word beef?
And
You-
you
Mhm.
know,
hey,
and you know what?
Are
And
you
you know,
serious?
one quick thing I was gonna say, like now, you notice like this is trending, this is a trending topic, but you don't see any of the black bloggers talking about
Exactly.
the black porn star. See, this type of stuff they know that black people gravitate to when it comes
But
down to
no, some of
something
them
that's not
is.
gonna
No, I
benefit.
ain't gonna
That
lie to you.
that
Some of them
that
is.
that's some. But I'm
Some
saying
of
this
them is talking about it though.
what's not gonna be beneficial to us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more so like it's just a drama, and that's what sells. And that's why I was
Some
saying
of
like
them
a lot
talking
of this
about it,
stuff.
and they talking about the loyalty part. Some people is talking about it, and they talking about the loyalty part. And, you know, I don't. I'm with y'all. I don't agree with that shit though about the loyalty. I say fuck loyalty because I'm gonna make my money. How the fuck you're not gonna stop me from making my money. That's all I'm saying. And I just get out of jail. I'm trying to make money the best way I can, however I can, wherever, whatever. It could have been, I don't give a fuck if it was your mama, your daddy, your enemy, whatever the case may be. I'm going to make money the best way I can. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
we got Big Vine in the building. What up, Vine? What's going on, family?
Nah, what's good with it, baby?
What's up,
Hey,
family?
Big Five.
Shit, I'm gonna go
Oh,
and say my.
unmute
I'm
your
gonna
mic.
go.
That's
I'm
leg.
I'm gonna try to
gonna go
unmute.
and.
Wait. Okay, you good now.
You got him. You got him
What up?
going.
What up? What up? What up?
What's
What
up,
up? What
man?
up, family?
What's good with it? What up, Vine? Talk to us.
You on the road?
Yeah, I'm rolling. I was listening to y'all on the 50 and me situation. You
Oh,
know
okay.
that's why I just came in live. It man, I just feel like I mean to know 50 Cent for me, I could see if it like this has been 50 Cent since he came into the onto the scene. And if you listen to Irv Gotti, talk about 50 Cent before he even became 50. Irv Gotti pretty much, he the reason why 50 Cent became 50 Cent. He said that was one of his biggest regrets because he could have controlled 50 Cent career if he would have signed him, but he didn't want to sign 50 because 50 was dissing him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so by him dissing Irv Gotti and talking about, Irv Gotti, all they people, Irv Gotti said he tried to block him. But with him blocking him, it pushed him to Dr. Dre and Eminem. He became one of the biggest, we know where his only the first album really was he had just an album that just did so good he was able to carry the other decent albums that he had. But
Mm-hmm.
somebody posed a question that I felt was a good question. When it comes to people like Rick Ross and all these people, uh Big Meech, your son was out here on the streets, struggling, trying to figure his way out through through this world, living in the shadow of his dad. Rick Ross didn't come pick your son up. None of these street dudes that claim that they looked up to you, they didn't come and take your son and
Thank you.
put your son in position, you know, to get legitimate money. Not no handouts. It goes back to that saying, like my granddad would say, give a kid a fish, he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime.
Talk
What
about
50 did, what 50 did for his son, it ain't about I'm not you don't have to I'm not telling you have to praise me, and but at the same time, man, you ain't removed from what's going on in the world because you behind them bars. Those
Hmm.
people in prison, they know everything that's going. They keep up with what's going on in the world, especially hip hop and sports, music and sports. They know, but it's a touchy situation. On certain level, different. It's all about how you look at it as a person. You know what I'm saying? If Jeff helped my son out and put my son in position to become a rapper, because he used his platform to be able to better my son and give my son a way out here. And Jeff got beef with another, uh, other record labels, and I could get out of prison and take my son to these other record labels. Like, come on, man. Like,
Come on, man. That's what I'm
But
saying.
but
Like,
but 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 wait a minute though. Like I have to interject on it because again, what Vi just said, he said, okay, well, if Jeff helped my son, okay, if Jeff helped my son, Jeff don't know the relationship that you may have had just because Rick Ross didn't, because that's stuff we don't know. A lot of stuff
but
that
we
be on
can't.
the
But see,
internet,
now me,
we
we gotta
wait.
defer now. Because Lil Meech said, well, we gotta take the words from Lil Meech's mouth when he say what 50 Cent did for him when him
No,
and his mama didn't have nowhere to go.
right.
They didn't have nothing going on. So with that being said, Rick Ross and all these Rick Ross, I'm gonna tell you something. It goes back to this, and it goes back to this. You don't know, you don't know who your you don't know who your enemy are until you start hanging with people that have similar, same enemies. It's just like people don't like Rick Ross. Would Rick Ross be intrigued to do the shit that he's doing with Big Meech if he didn't have issues with 50 Cent?
mm, good
But
question.
What if that beef wasn't there? Would it
but
be
but
so?
here,
Would he move the way that he moved? And I'm gonna tell you something. If you, as a
Hey,
friend,
hey,
if
Big
you
Bang.
care,
I ain't gonna not to cut you short, Big Bang, but I've
no,
been
no,
saying that for the longest.
Hold on, DV.
No, you
Because
right,
if you
bro.
care
Say it
about Big
again.
Meech, if you care
Go ahead,
about Big
bro.
Meech, Rick Ross,
What if that?
this
What if that?
man that sold his, the man that sold his life rights over to 50 Cent. Look,
Right.
Meech, I fuck with you. I know you getting the bag with 50 over there, so I ain't gonna come out in the public and and be seen with you. I'm gonna kick you something under the table because I don't want to cut your money off. I don't want to cut your well-being off. But sometimes
Right.
you have to save people from themselves. Cause Meech probably
Right.
would he was probably looking at it like shit. I'm just gonna take a picture with Ross. But that's when
Right.
Ross supposed to been told him, hey Meech, look man, you know me and your boy that you working with, man. We don't get along. You
Yeah.
know the nigga petty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm gonna look out for
Yeah.
you, but we ain't need it. We don't need to be coming to the front with this because that nigga try to cut you off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
Exactly.
saying?
but it wasn't no way you could hide it though. I
You
mean, he
can't
was
hide.
gonna
It's
if he
ways you can hide that, man. If he
no, he
cared
was gonna get
about,
ready to do a concert with him. He's
but
gonna get ready
no,
to do
if
a
you
concert.
cared about Big Meech, well, longevity wise, being out here getting money,
Ain't no way you can hide that
you not
concert
finna do
though.
that. You not
You
finna
can't
do
well,
hide
that.
that concert though.
but my thing is like I see what you're saying, Vi, but my thing is okay, if he did pick him up and he took him through his acting and he paid for this and he looked out for him. At the end of the day, they looked out for each other. Because don't think because
Right.
he paid him 5 million that 50 didn't make 30 off of him. My
Yeah,
thing is
Right.
but
it
what
should
50 said,
but
he could have got somebody else to play Big Meech and he wouldn't have made nothing off.
but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but he
my thing
didn't
is
though. That's the point. He
But he
well
didn't.
did
my
it to help. He did it to help the man's son. He didn't have to do it.
He didn't
so
do
my
it to but he made
DV.
the no 50
DV,
Cent did
listen,
the
man. DV,
he did
listen.
it to
The
help
man
himself
bought the
though
life right.
and to
He
make a
bought the life right.
documentary though. Big
He
Bang, you
bought
know
the
that.
life rights, DV.
Yeah.
50 Cent owned
Yeah,
the
he
man
bought the
life.
Yeah,
life
50,
rights.
let's talk about that now, cause Vi
He
got the
bought the
money.
life rights, but
Yeah,
he did it to better himself though. Big
he
50
owned the
Cent,
life rights to Big Meech story, right? So he
right?
could have had anybody play Big Meech. But
Right.
Right.
he did the honorable thing, saying, you know what, I can have anybody, but he waited too. He waited however many years it took for this dude to get done with acting school and everything.
But
He didn't have to do none of that.
He
right,
did
but
it, but at the end of the day, he didn't
Big
have to
Meech would
do
have
it.
still got money though.
But
Off of
but at the end of the day, he didn't have to do it, and he did it. But what you're not going to do is, if because you, my father take a picture with a rival, you just cut me
exactly.
short
But look
because you
what,
say
so you
like,
say, but now listen at this, Mika. Now you say he came out and said, "Oh, my daddy only took them pictures because Ross was giving him some money." But now look at what he done did. He done went hooked up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. No
well,
intention. But
that
now you
that
gotta look at that. A snake
but
is
wait
a
a
snake.
minute. But wait a
Moral.
minute. If I'm fired, if you cut ties with me, I can go where I want to go.
Hey, but
So you
listen at
don't get to
this, Mika. It,
control
it
me.
don't work like that. When you supposed to be a principled person, man. What are you gonna do if you gonna do shit like that? We talking about the R. Kelly situation. This the same shit with people when you supposed to be for somebody, but then as soon as something don't go your way, you go run with the people that's against me.
Well, first
Come
of
on,
all,
man.
okay. Well, I
Let
look
me
That
ask you this.
I
that
look
Let
at
don't
me
it
ask
like
work
you this,
this.
like
Vi.
that,
No, no,
man.
no, no, no.
That
I
don't
look
work
at it
like
like this.
that.
But no, my thing is, at some point, it did show me how you really feel about me. If you cut me loose because of a picture that my daddy took with someone else,
It's
I
only a
don't have
picture,
anything to do with that. So if
and
you
it's
cut
only a
me loose with
I
concept.
that,
understand
and,
it's
and
only a picture, but it was more than a picture.
It
They
was
had
more than that.
Hey,
pictures of stuff.
so when what was he going? Was he hollering Big Meech, Larry Hoover before him and 50 Cent got into it?
He wasn't
Let
doing
me
it.
ask that question.
He wasn't doing it.
See what I'm
My
Yeah,
saying?
See
he
the
did.
thing. See the thing
uh,
is,
uh,
Rick
He
Ross and
started
50.
hollering Big Meech and Larry Hoover after the fact. Him and
That
50
beef with
Cent got
50 and
into it.
Rick Ross go way back, way before
So,
these guys.
so that means Rick Ross and Big Meech probably was had connections before they started doing that. That's all I'm saying.
But you know they say Ross was the correctional. Even when you hear them talk
Yeah.
about
So they
now
probably had
why is this
connections.
now? I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
Why haven't if it was just about money and you needed money, Young Jeezy was signed to your record label, Meech.
Yeah,
Why
but you
you
know
want?
that's a different
No,
story
I don't
though.
want to hear
Bye.
that. No, I'm asking a question. If you
Okay.
need money and this dude was signed to you, you get out of jail, you trying to get yourself established. Why don't you hit up Jesus? Like, what up, man?
No,
Shit,
but
I can
Jeezy
go.
was on that. That's some bullshit because Jeezy really
Man, you
old
can't, you
BMF
can't,
though.
man,
but
Jesus
but my
used
Jeezy
thing
man.
is,
really owe BMF though, because Jeezy got his whole
What,
life from BMF.
DV, this is
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
you know,
Jesus used, he
Jeezy didn't get
used,
he
no,
got his whole life
DV.
from BMF though.
Young Jeezy based his whole career off the big
BMF.
BML family.
Yes,
So
he didn't live like that for real.
he
Jeezy
didn't
didn't
live
live
like
like
that,
that.
but he based his career off of having a relationship with Big Meech.
So you
So
based your life off of Run DMC and how they live, and it was only hip hop and everything. You came out hip hop and everything. Do you really owe Run DMC, or do you
man,
really
and
just?
you know why I say a lot of this stuff that I say because even on these YouTube streets, right?
Hmm.
People will expect for you, we do certain shit, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
can't sit here and say if certain people do me and DV, we done had this conversation several times. I
A
tell you,
million
man,
times. Right, right, right,
don't
right.
let people don't let people treat you a certain type of way, but at the same time, if you gonna be neutral, you be neutral. But I always say being neutral, you not once you come and tell me what somebody's supposed to been said about me, I don't consider that as being neutral because I would rather for you not come bring shit to me than
thank you.
somebody else been to say. You know what I'm
No, I
saying?
agree with you on that. I agree on
So
that because, yeah, I agree on
with the
that.
situation, it's a touchy the thing with these two guys because you got a person who's like I say, the man ain't no way, Shamika, you gonna let if it was a situation and it was one of us to say Jeff or what me or Jeff or anybody that we cool with, and you an executive somewhere and one of our kids rap. Anything that
Right.
you can do, you gonna try to do whatever you can do to try to get, look out for us.
To make
If
sure the
we don't
kids
work
blow
out,
up.
we don't work out. But at least you gonna be able to say, you know what, I
You're
did
gonna try.
everything I could
Right.
do to try to, you know,
But you're gonna try
put
to
him
make
in
the kids
position.
blow up.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Rick Ross, you didn't do nothing. Lil Meech wasn't an interest to you until 50
Yeah,
Cent actually dealing with him.
but again, Vi, I'm not to cut you short, Vi, but I'm saying he was hollering Big Meech, Larry Hoover before him and 50 was getting to it.
But the DV, you
He
missing the
was
whole
doing
point.
that
I'm
before
not.
that.
If he was
So
doing it before, that means when Lil Meech became relevant in the hip hop world, big
he
goddamn
was
me,
already
Rick.
relevant in the big he
But
but
Man, DV, I
but
say
Vi.
when Lil Meech became not Meech, I say
Oh, you
Lil
said
Meech.
Lil Meech,
When
my bad.
Lil Meech became
Okay,
relevant in the hip hop world, why
okay.
didn't Rick Ross sign him to MMG? Why
but
didn't
again,
Rick Ross put him on
but
MMG?
but
Why didn't
again,
Rick
Well,
Ross?
you know what? That might have been, you can look at that and say that might have been a shot. That might have been some hating shit or whatever the case may be. All I'm saying is though, I mean that Rick Ross representing Big Meech before 50 Cent even mentioned his name.
He didn't
When 50
represent.
Cent
He was saying
when
the
50
nigga
Cent
can't.
seen
Hey, listen at this, DV. Rick
when
Ross
he
was
when
coming
50
out claiming two different drug dealer names. He
I'm
named
saying when
himself Rick Ross after Freeway Ricky Ross. Then he
I
want to
know that.
rap
We
about
know
being
that. But it's a
50
lot of
Cent.
people
Being,
that do that though, Vi.
but so
When
don't
50
say
Cent
what he
started
came
saying
out and
that Big
did.
Meech,
It
when
ain't
50
about what
Cent
he came
started
out and
saying
did
that
first.
All right,
It's
when
y'all,
about
50
what
Cent
he didn't do.
one at a time, fellas. One at a time.
It's
go ahead.
about what he didn't do. He didn't look out for the. He didn't do the man no favor. He didn't look out. He didn't put his son in position. He didn't try to put his son in position. They always say this shit. Nobody, don't know. You see a girl every day. You see the girl always by herself. Nobody paying her no attention. None of
That's
this
how
shit. You go
mm.
over there, start dealing with her. All of a sudden, all these different niggas want to start getting at her, hollering at her, all this other shit. Because guess what? They trying to fuck with you. They want to bother you. They want to have you upset and pissed off. So Lil Meech was out here, lost in the world, homeless. The man said out his own mouth he was homeless. Now
I'm
what if
not gonna
that,
feel
that
sorry for him.
if that's not enough to be homeless and Rick Ross, hey, you can change this man's life. Shit, get him, make him a manager at Wingstop or something, anything.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
that I'm not finna feel sorry for a motherfucker. That's how you know 50 Cent been petty. He been petty since back in the day. If you gonna get mad at me because I'm saying uh Big Meech, Larry Hoover, and then you come back and even you already been capping on motherfucking rappers. And then now you come back and cap on me and say, oh nigga, you ain't even no real nigga, you was a motherfucking security guard because you trying to get in the game. I have no respect for you. Now you leaving it from now you coming from there, and then you go in on all the other rappers. Nigga, he should have kept Game over there with him with G Unit. Game was a big part of that was a big intricate of G Unit. He should have did that. 50 Cent is a bitch ass nigga because he could, you know what? 50 Cent, I'm saying 50 Cent, man, is 50 Cent, he wrong a lot of attention. His main thing, he came into the game, he started trolling people. He made that his big old thing. And because you know why? He made that his big thing because that's the way he came into the game. He came into the game trolling people and
Hmm.
talking about
But you
all
know
the
what, DV?
rappers.
I'm gonna make it short and sweet for you. You know how we talk
You
and we always talking, right? We always chopping it up.
mhm.
If you came out tomorrow and put DV Wild Oak Cove on your YouTube handle, I would never say shit else to you again. Ever.
Hmm.
but you
That's
know
how I
what? Let
look.
me
Okay,
say.
but what you
That's how I
Okay,
saying
feel
though,
about
that's
it.
not the same though.
wait.
Well, it is the same.
Can I wait?
He
Wait, wait.
not
Let me.
I
putting
don't deal
those.
with Oak
Huh,
Cove. I don't
No,
deal with
but
Oko
he's
with
not
a
putting Rick.
no.
But
This is
he's
what I'm
doing
saying, DV.
a. Okay,
Listen
go
to
ahead.
it, man.
Go ahead.
Listen
Go
to
ahead.
it. I don't deal with Oko at all, and
I know,
everybody
but
on YouTube know that. So I talk to you all the time,
yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
yes
We've
sir,
been talking
yes
for
sir.
years.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
tomorrow, if you wake up and decide to say DV Wild, Team Oko, nigga, you will never be able to contact me again,
But
ever.
It'll be.
let me.
I'll be Black Shamika.
But
Go
hold
ahead.
on, hold on. Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Um, I agree with Vi
I'm
to
only
a
five
certain
foot
extent.
four.
I agree with Vi to a certain extent. My thing is, we're talking about, okay, Vi, when you say, okay, well, if it was Oko, you would never, because it's Oko. That's between you
That's
and
what I'm trying to
BB
tell him.
Wild. So my thing is with that, when we talking about 50 Cent and what he did for Lil Meech, I'm sure that Lil Meech was great, but no, Rick Ross didn't do it, because Rick Ross, whatever he had with his dad, that was on him. My thing
Right.
is for you to drop his son when his son don't have any, that's like his son is a
But you
brand,
know why he
okay?
said it
That's
Like,
what
though?
I'm saying, Shamika. Because
But
when
no,
when
DV,
when Rick
listen what
Ross
he said.
and 50
No,
Cent had
no,
problems,
DV, listen.
Lil
You
Meech
know
was
why
too
50?
young to even know what was
No,
fucking
50
going
said it
on.
to him. Let me tell you something. 50 Cent said to Lil Meech, when Lil Meech reached out to 50 and said, man, my pop was only, he was speaking, he talked bad about Ross to 50 Cent. He said, my dad was only dealing with dude to get some bread that he had for my dad. So I'm gonna be like 50 Cent. If you willing to talk like this about your dad, nigga, this your dad you talking about.
Yeah,
Nigga, I
but
don't
what you
mean shit
mean?
to you.
Look at his dad talking about his son though too.
but again, but
But
again,
you
we have
you
to
gonna
keep
go in
this
there?
at a minimum. But we also have to keep it as
Cause I
to,
can't.
when I say
But
it's business. I just feel like at that point, he's his own brand and his dad is his brand. If I've been doing what I'm doing with you and I'm working with you, that's it. Like, I
yeah,
get all that extra stuff with you not getting along with Rick Ross because of whatever issue, whatever. His
right.
dad is his own person.
But
And he
Shamika,
is all of it.
I'll bring the stuff
when it
in.
first started between 50 Cent and Rick Ross, right? When it started between 50 Cent and Rick Ross, Little Meech was motherfucking baby
Huh?
Meech.
You can get the food.
Little Meech was baby Meech. He didn't even know what the fuck was really going on in the world when it first started between Big Meech and Little Meech. I mean Big Meech and 50 Cent and Rick Ross. He ain't even Little Meech didn't even know what the fuck was really going on. He wasn't even a teenager then. We talking about in the early 2000s or whatever when this stuff was going on between 50 Cent and Rick Ross. You see what I'm saying? They been had that kind of beef going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they too old for that. Call each other. You don't gotta be
I
on no
know.
social media.
That's what I'm
That's
But
saying.
like,
I'm
one
with
I
you
thing
don't
I
on
ain't
I
that.
gonna
don't
do,
care
I'm gonna
about
tell you
that.
this.
Yeah,
I can
I'm with
beef
you
with
on that.
somebody. I can beef with somebody, right? My dad can beef with somebody out. If my dad beefing with somebody, or if
You gonna
somebody got
be.
a problem with my dad, they got a problem with me.
That's what I'm saying.
But so
I
you not
okay. Go
looking,
ahead.
but see, you not looking at what Lil Meech did though. That's what I'm
Oh,
telling you.
I
When
can't
okay.
say
50,
them. I'm
when
sorry,
50,
but
when 50
I can
Cent,
agree
when
with
50
you to a
Cent,
degree.
listen, DV. So this is what I'm saying. So when 50 Cent addressed the situation with Rick Ross and Big Meech, Lil Meech went against his dad. So
His dad. I heard that.
50
Right. I
said,
got you.
now, why would I trust you?
And you going
How
against
can
your
you be
dad.
loyal to me when you went
And you
against your
going
own
right.
dad? So
Right.
you gotta it's more
but
so.
you gotta keep in mind too, if you wasn't a dad, because when you locked up for 20 years, that's counsel. You got a
And his
lot of
dad could have
stepfathers
been
that
talking
come.
about him back behind the back.
But wait,
Yeah.
you got a lot of stepdads that come into the place of fathers. So we don't know. Maybe because 50 Cent has been in his life and he's showing him certain things. It's certain things he might not agree with his dad. But just because you said that, because you got an issue with your dad that's been locked up for 20 years, when you barely know this man, and you coming and confiding into me with an issue or whatever the case may be, I would take that as, you know what? At the end of the day, that's the issue you have with your dad. I'm gonna probably try to get in the middle and try to men things with you and your father. But at the end
But
of
you
the
know
day,
what?
if I'm working with you and I know that you got this brand and this
But
brand
you know
has
what, Shamika? Most baby mamas would try to get in there and try to intervene with that shit and try to.
Hey, I
I
feel
ain't
sorry,
lying,
man, because I
Shamika.
was just raised different,
Most baby
man.
mamas would try
You
to get
don't
in
go
that shit
against the
and
grain.
intervene and try to, you know.
But again, Vi, when you talking about business, we talking about celebrity. At the end of the day, this man got his own money and his brand, and his dad got his own money and his brand. The 5 million that
Yeah.
supposedly he got, that didn't go to his dad, that went to him. His bank account have Little Meech on it, not Little Meech and
Yeah,
Big
but
Meech.
Lil Meech
So
didn't
my
even
thing
get the
is,
Lil Meech probably didn't even get the money until he turned 18, right?
well, I don't know about all that, DB. I'm talking about whenever when it come down to the whole situation of people in a brand. You think that Jaden Smith and Will Smith, they probably have two different management companies, but they're two different brands. And
But
that's
that's
what I'm
after they
saying is
turn 18 though. That's after you
when
turn that's after you get grown
when
though you can get that. That you can do that. That's all I'm saying.
that's not what I'm saying,
But let
DB
me
Wall.
spin.
Okay.
He been 18. You know, he 24 now. So that series, he was already 18 whenever they did business.
Right. So my
Mhm.
thing is with that is we're talking about a brand. When you have Jaden Smith and you have Will Smith, Will don't give a flip about what rival he have an issue with. If it's beneficial for his son and his brand and his money, that's all he's worried about. But what I'm saying is with black people, we get so entertained and we mix business with pleasure. And
That's
sometimes you
true.
have to understand it has to be about business. And
That's true.
that's why I look at it and say, okay, why would you literally just you fired this boy? So at this point, of course, if he's not, he probably was thinking to himself like, man, you really gonna put me in the middle of you and a picture with my dad? I don't got nothing to do with it. I confided in you. I feel like my loyalty is with you, but then you drop me and you just fire me because of something with somebody else. And
But see
at
that
that
what
point, at
that's
that
where,
point,
and I want to say this, and I want to get everybody's opinion on this, because I agree with Vi, and I agree with Mika and DV and Lex, because we looking at it from different lenses.
What's
The
that? What's
problem
that?
the problem is, it's a conflict of interest when you talking about somebody, what I'm saying, father. 50 Cent, from my perspective, is looking at it like, bro, I'm not even put you in a position to even make a choice between you and your father.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Jeff.
You know
They
what I'm
could
saying?
have both been making money off of 50 Cent, you ask me.
so
Yeah.
then I don't get it though. But if you feel that way, why you putting out this boy text messages? At some
Because
point, you fired
I'm
him.
saying they both could have been making money off 50 Cent. Fuck a picture. Fuck who if who he do a show with or whatever. You could have both been making money off of 50 Cent and leaving this bullshit alone. And y'all could have argued about this behind stage,
I'm
behind the
I'm
scenes.
I'm, I'm about like Lex on this. When you dealing with two different companies, and that's the way you look at it, it doesn't matter as long as you're doing the job and you're productive. That's what's
Right.
wrong with black people. We sit
Yeah.
up there and miss. That's why we can't talk. Oh,
Mm.
my loyalty is
Say,
over
as
here.
long as
This
you're
Nah,
doing your
I'm gonna
job
tell you.
and
No, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with black people. They don't do the business right up front. They do
up
bad
front.
business from the beginning. So if Lil
Yeah, they
Meech would
do.
have put himself in position from the start, he wouldn't have cared what 50 thought about. 50 wouldn't have been able to cut him off because my contract, I'm gonna have a
Exactly.
no trade clause.
That's
God
true
damn it,
too, Bob.
I'm
That's
gonna
true.
fix my contract that's to protect me if you
Yeah.
ever was to get petty.
You
So
can't
if you don't do
yeah,
a
well
good
you can't
cut,
control
we
me and
we
tell
talk
me
about
what
the
the fuck to
same
do.
shit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
You can't
but
control
but
me and tell me what the fuck to do.
We
but
talk
Exactly.
this
about this
though.
with Kels. They just said the other day, Kels has made over 3 billion streams on Spotify. But guess what? If Kels had bad contracts from the beginning of his career, that shit that followed him throughout his whole career, the bad contract. So when it come down to business, you have to set your business, you have to establish your business for the best interest of you from the beginning, so that if shit ever get bad, ever get ugly, guess what? You got something, you got something to fall back on that's for you. Because
That's
guess what?
true.
These companies is
But
not
you
going. These companies don't care about you.
But the
Right.
way shit going on now, that
But my thing is, if 50 Cent also was looking out for his best interest and took him in as a son, he'd have made sure that because he know that boy was young. Half of these rappers that go out here now,
they
they
don't
don't
care
even know
about that
about.
though,
But
Jamaica.
but but but
But
wait a
who
minute.
who who out here willing to invest in putting? How many people we see? How many people we know that's able to go put one of our kids through college? That they don't have to do that. Like I say, the woman Tammy Cohen, she came to
True.
50 Cent and offered to sell the life rights to BMF. 50 Cent,
Oh,
we still,
hey, Vi, I'm so happy you said that, bro. I'm finna present. Could keep going, but I'm gonna present
but
a
the thing
video.
about it, when she sold those life rights to BMF to 50 Cent, the man do have a heart. The man had enough of a heart to reach out to get this man's son. He talk about how many different people auditioned for that position. But he said I wanted to give it to his son, but his son didn't have any acting skills. So we can't discredit that part.
Nobody's
How the shit
discrediting that
Ain't
though.
nobody discredited that though.
Nobody's discrediting that. That's the thing. Nobody's discrediting it. My thing
But
is,
Big Meech
if
worried
that's
about
the
money in his
case,
pocket. Shit.
okay, but my thing is nobody's discrediting what he did. The thing is, if that's the case, like you got rid of this boy because of something that a rival with somebody else, and then you
Right.
say,
it
"Oh
wasn't
well."
about that. That's the thing, Miko, that I'm telling you. It wasn't about none of that other shit. He parted ways with Lil Meech simply because of Lil Meech actions. So we can't see we living in
Yeah,
today's
because it's
time.
what? Because
But
his
hold
actions
on,
is
DV.
the
We listen at the
okay.
same shit. I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people, when we talk about cartel, when we talk about mob bosses and shit, the shit that Lil Meech did when you become a casualty of a situation, we talk about this is the shit that get people killed, man, because it's a serious situation. We may not look at it that way, but some people take it that serious. So, who are we to say how serious the situation should be? How much personal shit that Lil Meech know about 50 Cent that he possibly could give to somebody who's beefing with 50 Cent? We don't know this.
But
We
then
Yeah,
don't
50
know.
Cent should have, but I'm just saying though, he should have known that prior. What I'm saying is like you working with this boy. I'm just saying, I'm sure all the people you work with, you fact check. But it's like for me, when you get mad, you want to put all these receipts out and hang all this stuff over people's head. When I'm saying like this boy don't got nothing to do with it. He's coming to work doing his job because of, and this is what I was told because I talked to Jeff and Jeff was telling me about the situation with the picture and how the picture surfaced or whatever. My thing is, if you feel that way, like and you helped me. And I'm not saying that I didn't leave you, you left me. Because when you fired me and you basically said, I'm getting rid of you because I feel this way. Now, mind you, you said because this dude came in and he said something about his daddy or whatever. Mind you, it ain't like this boy been in his daddy's life for 20 some years. We don't know the relationship and what he's had with his dad. His dad's been
right.
out of his life for 20 years. We're talking about your dad ain't been locked up for 20 something years. He's been 20 years locked up. This boy was 4 years old. So really and truly, I'm sure he's grateful to what 50 Cent has done for him. But he's probably thinking to himself, like, what I got to do with this? That's my dad. But dude, I've been working with you. It's plenty things I could have talked to my dad over the phone with, but because my dad is out, now I'm having to, my job is at risk because of what my dad and Rick Ross got going on. So now that you cut me, you put all the information out there, whatever the conversations that are released. Like that's what I'm saying. And my thing is, that's why I say with our culture, we just a messed up group of people because I don't care. 50 Cent, you a grown man. Rick Ross a grown man. Y'all should have picked up the phone and called each other. Like all this stuff and for this boy to be 20 something years old, for a while, he wasn't even saying that. He was sitting back while y'all was doing all this right. So I feel like if you got an issue, it should be with his daddy. Because if he came to you and talked to you about some things with his dad, that should have been confidential between y'all. Like I don't know. I just feel like you at some point, like you as a grown man, like you know this is somewhat of a child. He's somewhat if you've been in his life since he was 18, he's 24 now. I would consider that to be my son. So when I'm saying like a father figure, a mentor, that's probably what he looked at 50 Cent in. So to say, oh, well, I'm just gonna drop you because of this, like that's what I'm saying. Because we have issues with other people, and it has to get into us doing business together. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I want
Hey,
to pose.
I want,
I want to
I
pose a
want, I want
question.
Lex,
May y'all get through?
I want Lex to go ahead and
Okay,
I,
say.
go ahead, Lex. Go
I
ahead,
want
I
Lex.
Lex
just
to
want.
go.
I just wanted to ask about the picture situation because I saw the picture, but I'm not getting the gist of did he get cut after his dad took a picture with Rick Ross, or was
Yeah.
it down the road, or did he cut him after him and Rick Ross and the son took a picture together somewhere?
Right.
That's the part I'm not understanding.
Probably both.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was some tension between 50 and Big Meech, prior, but then Meech, kind of just solidified that there was a problem when he took the picture. Um, but I want to play some of this video, and like I say,
Okay.
anytime anybody on the panel can tell me to stop it, we could dialogue about it, but it's gonna add value to it. But I'm happy Big Vi came up here because that's like he gave me some backup on it because I was going up against Mika and DV. Lex was kind of in the middle, so
But what did he do, Jeff, when Southwest T took that picture with the dude that 50 was beefing with? Why
oh my
Southwest T
god,
wasn't on why Southwest T wasn't on BML behind the picture?
behind the hey, you already knew he couldn't holler at Southwest T, but when he did that, that's why I say Meech knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. Because his brother Southwest T wasn't on there. But hey, I want to let this ride right quick. Hey, if we can stop it in 5 seconds or 5 minutes in. But man, I
Go
love
ahead.
the dialogue. And
Yeah.
like the title says, 50 Cent versus Big Meech. Let's discuss the distraction. Because it's
Go ahead.
bigger things.
I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna jump down, Jeff. I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna still watching, bro. I got you on the big screen. I'm still watching. I appreciate you letting me come up.
Oh yeah,
Black
blessings, brother. Hey, Shot Town, one love, right?
Shamika, Vi, hey, Lex. I appreciate. It's always love, y'all.
All right.
Shout
All
out
right,
we in the
then.
building.
You have a good night now.
Yep, yep, yep. No problem.
Love, bro. Appreciate you coming up.
Yep.
Here we go with these commercials.
As a former cable TV engineer, I can now finally share how you can watch unlimited channels for free. Lil Meech goes off on 50 Cent after Big Meech's concert gets canceled. So it looks like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Big Meech just fumbled his comeback concert, and instead of taking the L, his son Lil Meech is pointing fingers at 50 Cent. But here's the $1,000,000 question. When you start playing dirty in the streets, you better be ready for the fallout. And the Meech family, they just proved that betrayal runs deep. The drama started when Big Meech's highly anticipated Welcome Back concert got scrapped at the last minute. And guess who Lil Meech decided to blame? Yep, 50 Cent.
50 had your key. Do you know what your one key? Me and you got the same key to any embarrassment.
He's out here claiming 50 pulled strings behind the scenes to sabotage the whole event. But if you really think about it, why would 50 even need to lift a finger when the streets are already buzzing with snitching rumors about Big Meech? Just 2 hours before the show began, the Ameribank Arena, the venue hosting the concert, made the announcement on social media. The reason behind the cancellation remains unknown. But the official statement said, due to unforeseen circumstances, tonight's show has been canceled. Tweeted Ameribank Arena. Refunds will be made at point of purchase. As soon as the news about Big Meech's concert dropped, 50 Cent called it. He straight up said it would never see the light of day. And now that he's been proven right, you already know he didn't waste a single second before dragging Big Meech for filth. Posting the canceled flyer like a trophy, 50 made it clear he had nothing to do with the shutdown. His caption, pure petty gold. I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day.
Now, I just want
Yeah,
to
you can
stop that
start.
right
I
quick
was
just to add some
yeah.
clarity. Yeah. So that's the event that Big Meech and Rick Ross put together. When they took that picture that everybody was mad about, that was a promotional piece for their concert that they was about to do in Miami. The Welcome Home Big Meech car show / whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of them doing that event, it flopped. You know what I'm saying? And they was blaming 50 Cent because a lot of artists that was supposed to be performing there canceled. So therefore, they ticket sales wasn't on nothing because so they saying 50 Cent pulled in some calls and canceled the event. With 50 Cent saying he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I think 50, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm stronger
so
than you
that.
think I am.
Oh, go ahead.
But let's be real, no one believed that. Especially
Oh no, go ahead, bro. What you was gonna say?
No, I was going to interject and say, the power of social media, like Mr. Ketty said, the power of social media is so powerful that you can say a couple things and then you can step back and sit on your hands and then just watch it start burning. So in this case, that's why I asked when was the picture taken, and if the picture was
Mm-hmm.
taken at the time of the event that they started, had they already been beefing before he made the allegations about him being a snitch, or was it after that, or was it the same picture? Was it a different picture?
That's a great question, bro. That's a great, question of observation. I knew whenever they took that picture, I knew that it changed the trajectory of Big Meech and Lil Meech's relationship. So 50 felt the way. So it had to be allegedly, it had to be around the time that 50 and Lil Meech was about to start season 2, and then Big Meech came in the fold, and things were left after he came home. Mind you, I don't even think Big Meech been home a year yet. You know what I'm saying?
Just a few months, about 2 or 3 months, ain't it? 4, 5. It ain't
It
been
been
that
about
long.
10 months. It been about 10 months.
Cause I thought it was when Kamala was running for. Remember, he got out whenever like close to the middle of the election or something like that.
Yeah, it was
I want to
it was
say
back in the last summer. Like it was probably about last summer,
Sep-
last fall.
September or something.
Yeah, September, something like that, like about 8 months.
September,
Mhm.
October. Okay, yeah, something like that. Cause I remember it was whenever they were saying that they was thinking that that was you know the
Yeah, that,
Democrats
that
pulling
yeah, that
something.
picture, that picture is very vital because the picture and the event that they were getting ready to do. I don't know if the other picture that they had took together. Like I say, I don't know how long ago that particular picture was taken versus the one with the event. That's why I asked the question because, like I
That's a
say
great
again,
question.
the power of that social media when he make them accusations about him being a snitch and all that, that runs real deep.
Hmm. And I like to have these conversations because it's a teachable moment. You know what I'm saying? Whether we agree, disagree, that's irrelevant. The bigger
That
picture
was
is
my bad. That was a recent picture because I'm not sure if y'all I'm into the cars and shit. So the shirts they had on, that was Rick Ross promoting his car show for this summer.
hmm Oh wow, okay. So that
He's
was
gonna drop his car show date in January.
yeah, because Big Meech ain't been home that long, so it gotta be pretty recent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It gotta be
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Yeah.
recent.
Then Big Meech had a problem. Lil Baby said he wasn't coming, he wasn't gonna perform. Then Big Meech had a problem, saying Lil Baby pulled up on him, but he ain't give him nothing. That's another thing. People that Big Meech. Then also people got to look at Big Meech got people from St. Louis that want to get at him. So it's a ain't no telling who could have called them people to say, you know, pull the plug.
Cancel.
Damn.
Yeah, so just to throw it on 50, you know, it's a lot. It was a lot of other internal issues. You know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
people, artists wasn't getting paid. They getting their upfront bread. You know, so
Mm.
I don't
He
even
wanted them
think
to do
50.
shit for free. But you
Yeah,
know, artists can't do concerts for free because that's how they getting paid off the
yeah.
concert.
And
I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, shoot,
who want that to happen? The artist.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
a few, like a
He
lot of artists that was performing that,
wanted
was
them to perform for free.
Oh, talking
yeah.
about at the Rick Ross event.
The Big Meech event with Rick Ross.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, back it was scheduled to be in Miami.
Well,
But
if that's the
see,
caveat of it,
that's what I'm saying. They had 30 mil on the table for something petty. Man, I'm not finna jeopardize 30 mil with a possibility. Something for sure. I'm not finna jeopardize a possibility for a for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I know that. I'm telling you, I still keep going back to that boy being his own brand. Like that's why I'm saying, like this is where we mixing. Like I just feel like we making it personal. It's so personal in its business. Like if I'm making money and you know if BMF or whatever this docu series is gonna bring money, that little beef y'all got going on, that don't got nothing to do with us getting this bread together. Like I don't know. I just feel like at some point, when do it just it be that okay, this man got his LLC, he his own brand, his daddy his own brand. Yeah, that's my daddy, but at the end of the day, like my dad ain't put no bread in my pocket. Like
His dad
But
ain't
you
no
want me to
brand,
I
put
sis.
some
own
bread,
man.
but you want me to put some bread in your pocket, right?
His dad ain't
Uh,
no brand, sis. His daddy gave up his life right. He don't even own
Well,
his
no, no,
own self.
no. What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure, but trust me, he's building himself back up. I'm
He
sure.
can't make
Like
no
he's
money.
not.
He gonna have to change his name in order to make money.
Well, hey,
Until he
I'm
breed
pretty.
it, until he build himself back up, sis, he should have played this position
That's it.
because you ain't
Yeah,
in position to put. If you was in position to offer your child 30 mil in the belly, then you shouldn't have. You should have just fell back until your
well,
son
my
secured
thing is
that
like,
bag.
do you actually think like for me? Like I'm saying, I don't. A picture. I just people. I'm just old. Like I don't think like that. Like I don't think that a picture and my son is getting hit. Like if anything, I would have thought 50 would have went to his dad and they've been back and forth with each other if you mad. But my son, like at some point in time, my son ain't breaking me no bread. I'm getting my son getting his own money and I'm over here trying to build up to get what I can. That's how I look at that. I don't know. That's what
But
I'm
you
saying.
just
Like,
interrupted your son bad. You know your son dealing with a petty ass dude. Meech
but
no 50 Cent petty.
But
Meech
my
knew
thing
that.
is, and this is what I'm saying. If you that petty, I don't want to work with you. If it's
Okay,
to
well
the point where
then,
I
don't do y'all
right,
own thing then.
exactly, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. You don't have a choice at this point because what you've done, you fired me because of the issue you got with my daddy. So I don't have no choice but to move around to get what I can get off of. Yes, you helped me through my acting or whatever, but he caught up in the middle. This boy don't really
That's
got
what I'm
nothing to do
saying.
with
Like
that.
I
But
would have
look at the
secured
only
that
people
bag
dealing with
though.
Big Meech is the people that have an issue with 50 Cent. That's it. Floyd
That's it.
Rivers and Rick Ross.
But again, this is what I'm saying though. Again, we talking about Big Meech, not look, we talking about Big Meech and 50 Cent. I'm saying when you have most people, and I'm saying in a business perspective, like you don't Jaden Smith we don't care about that. Only thing he's worried about is I got my management team, I'm my brand, my son do his own thing. Ain't nobody working with Will Carter J. Them people just trying to get their
All
money.
right. But
I'm
see,
saying
sis, it all
what?
boiled down to if Big Meech could put his son in a better situation. We ain't got nothing else to talk about, but obviously he can't.
But my thing is, and this is what I'm saying, if 50 Cent got rid of him because of that, it was not meant for him. I don't care how much we talk about 30 million because our money ain't good money. If you mad with me and you gotta hang this over my head because of something with a rival with y'all two grown niggas that can't 60 years old, that can't get this stuff together, and I don't have nothing to do with it, it wasn't meant for me. That's just how I look at stuff. I'm not finna sit there
That's why I
and be
say
extreme.
I felt that's why I said, and I said it from the beginning. And you gotta hear everything that I'm saying. I feel bad for Lil Meech because he didn't have anything, no blame in this. I feel bad for him, but I blame Rick Ross and I blame Big Meech because y'all two niggas came together, 50-year-old niggas, knew that y'all was gonna interrupt that boy bag, and then y'all didn't have nothing to substitute that bag for. Y'all
And
knew what y'all was doing.
I blame 52. I do.
I
Because
don't
at the
blame
end of the day, I do. Because at the end of the day, you find him because of them. Not him, but you find them because of them, not him. So my thing is, I can see if it was my daddy, but we're talking about me. So you fired me. So
Nah,
at that point,
but what if 50
I
would have
just
been hooked up with Blue Da Vinci and had Blue Da Vinci and them
he
coming
didn't
out on his
exactly
platform?
50 didn't go hook up with his daddy enemies.
but
His daddy
listen, y'all.
bogus. 50
Listen,
did
listen. This
he
is
could have
what,
went
but
he
again,
still could have hooked
but
up with him.
listen, but listen. We are talking about people that are in business. We're looking at it from a standpoint of us being regular old dudes. What I'm saying is, you got this man, okay? You fired me. Whatever I can, wherever I have to go to get I'm not longer attached to you. You got rid of me because of whatever issue you got with them. So at that point, this boy probably is vulnerable. I don't have like you don't really let me go. You know, my dad is out, so obviously you just push me over there
But
to
what
go
if
and try
Lil
to
That's
get
why
me
I
Meech?
some more
said
money.
I feel bad for him.
And guess what
He
though,
got
Jeff?
caught in the
And,
middle.
and this is what Sis missing too.
Yeah.
Why did Lil Meech even come out and speak on the situation anyway?
He should have left
Just
it alone.
he shouldn't have even spoke on it because it wasn't about him in the beginning. It only became about him when he tried to justify the picture.
So
50 didn't
first,
say,
wait a minute.
no, wait, Mika,
So
wait, Mika. I'm because people that's been watching it, they know. When the picture came out, 50 was talking, he says he addressed Big Meech and Rick Ross. Lil Meech then, as a business person, I'm gonna stay out of this shit and let my dad and 50 deal with this because my dad not getting none from the company anyway.
Lil Meech was
So
being messy too.
he
well, you
interjected.
didn't tell me that, Joe. You didn't tell me that. You told me
Yeah.
you was telling me as if that the rival would like little me
Give
step
me
back
the
and he wasn't saying
flaw.
nothing.
Flaw.
No,
So
I told you, I told you that
Flaw.
he sided with
uh-uh.
his daddy a
No,
little
you
bit.
told me he started after the fact that his dad. You told me he started after that. After he fired him, basically. That's when he went over there with his daddy, not before.
He went
So
fully
see,
over there. He went fully over there after that. But when the picture first came out, 50 did address Big Meech and Rick Ross. And he was just saying shit to Big Meech. So Lil Meech then decided to text 50 Cent and say, my dad just hooked up with dude because he was trying to give him some bread to be on his feet until the next season start. So then you talking, you didn't even call him Ross or nothing. You said, oh dude, oh boy. Now you turn
okay,
around and
okay, go
go,
ahead.
now 50 tell you, like damn, like, that's you should never go against your dad, regardless of who or what. Pretty much it was a principle thing that 50 told was showing him. Man, don't ever go against your dad, no matter who put you on or put you in position or whatever. Because that says a lot about you as a person. Like, damn, this is your dad. And then you come out here talking about your dad like that to me. Like, imagine what you would do to me to somebody else.
But
Well,
Like,
I didn't
apparently,
feel like he
well,
picked
well
sides. I felt like he was trying to play both sides of the
He's trying
fence.
to play both sides at first.
He was trying to play both sides of the fence. Now, a lot of this stuff prior to we going live, sis, I just got privy to. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know
but
him.
even down to that, like with the stuff that you got privy to. My thing is, if if uh Big Meech and 50 Cent, Lil Meech and 50 Cent had this deal going on or whatever. Okay, he picked because I'm pretty sure this boy was caught up in the middle. You said my dad taking a picture with him. So
Okay.
I'm texting you to say, hey, my dad just saying he want to get bread or whatever. Because at the end of the day, if he was gonna drop him, I feel like he was gonna drop him. If he was gonna just, cut ties with him. If he was gonna cut ties with him, he was just gonna cut ties with him. But my thing is, he probably was thinking to himself, we're talking about a 24-year-old boy, okay? So my thing is with that, for me, he probably was just saying like, "Oh, my dad's taking his pick, so I don't want it to have nothing to do with me." In a sense, not what he's trying to say. Oh, well, I'm over here, and then I'm over here. Like I don't. I just feel like he caught up in the middle of it. And if 50 Cent rid of this boy because of something arriving with his dad, like that's the problem that I have. You a grown
And
man.
then
If
I'm
you
and
if you
I'm
saying
sure Lil Meech told his dad, like, been telling his dad, hey, what up, Pop? You know, shit, that got him made 50 and Ross back in it again. So now it's a whole different situation if Big Meech didn't know that these two people were enemies of each other. And we not talking about just enemies, just regular enemy.
The whole world know.
We talk about 50
and see,
baby.
this what I'm talking about with the.
Hold on, Mika.
Okay, go
We
ahead,
talk
go ahead, go
about
ahead.
baby mamas being swapped around, Ross dealing with 50 X, it's personal with them too. So
There you go.
when it comes to but when it being personal with Ross and 50, Meech, you know that it's personal with Ross and 50. You know why you know it's personal? Your son been coming to see you. Your son know what's going on. Your son been telling you this. Your son then told you this, talked about this. Y'all, you know. Now, if you innocent to the situation, that's one thing. But when you know it's tension and you say, fuck that tension shit, I'm gonna go fuck with this nigga. Anyway, so we can't say
But wait a minute.
we can't justify it.
When we talk about the tension, had he dropped him, had
No, he
he
wasn't
said,
there. He
"I'm
wasn't
not
there.
gonna do business with you,"
No, he
what
wasn't
I'm
there.
saying is because when you saying like he went over there with the I guess Floyd Mayweather and all these
Yeah,
other people that
that
he
was
went with.
recently though. That was
That was
recently.
recent. So what I'm saying is prior to that, like that's what I'm saying. Like that stuff to me, I just feel like it's petty, and that's why black like y'all grown men pick up the phone and call each other. All this stuff on the internet, and if you ask me,
Yeah.
I've said before, like at some point, is this really like reality, or is this one of
Hmm.
the things where it's publicity? Because I've
Right.
looked at reality shows before, and you have a lot of these people that come out rivaling with each other. They're really not rivaling, but they doing what they can to get this out. Because I find it funny that Jeff tell me that, oh well, you got 50 Cent, not 50, yeah, 50 Cent coming out with a documentary that's dropping the receipts of him being a snitch and all of this. Like what? So if
But it's
you doing
already
all of
out.
this,
It's
if
already out. That
you
Yeah,
know,
so that's why I want to get to this
yeah,
video.
it's been out already. But the thing is this, man, and it's something that's simple. One word is one word that each individual person on this earth must must have within themselves, and it's called. You got to have integrity. Your integrity is like what you do. Even when you feel like even when you think nobody's watching you, is you gonna do the right thing? Is you gonna not cut corners and do certain shit? Lil me, just because you and 50 Cent beefing, you didn't have to go and join with the enemy. You could have went somewhere else and tried to get a movie deal with some other people. But what you did, you went and chose to go hang out with the
but
worst
at
two
that
people in the world.
right.
I mean,
But my
it's
but my
it's like my
thing is you
brother,
got it
man. Mika, I trust you. You my sister. Jeff,
right.
my brother. Lex, my brother. Y'all ain't finna sit here and tell me, Vi, I'm beefing with these motherfuckers, man. And I'm like, shit, well, they got some bread over there for me, so shit, man, I'm gonna get. I don't know, bro. We because it's a conflict of interest, man. Once you cross that line, like we can't play both sides. And my whole thing with the whole situation, because I know we can go on and on because we both
Mhm.
got good points, but Ross, Mayweather, all these dudes been knowing and hearing about this little dude, man. What did they do?
Hmm.
If
Talking
50
about
Cent, if 50 Cent never attached himself to Lil Meech or BMF story, would these dudes even want to deal with these people?
They opportunists.
That's it.
Hmm.
but what? Yeah, I see that. I see where you coming from. When it come down to that, but again, they didn't do it. 50 Cent did. He gave him a chance. But at the same point in time, when he gave him a chance, it was like, okay, now you got to. It's almost like he caught up in the middle of it. Like he doesn't have. He's grateful for the opportunity you gave him. But again, I'm pretty sure that boy hurt. You don't drop me because of them with my dad. Now I got to try to figure out. Now I'm no longer with you because you don't put out all my text messages. You done did all this petty
Mhm.
stuff because you mad and in your feelings about certain things. Where like you can't just poke a bear and then expect them to just sit
Mhm.
there and they don't say nothing back to you. This boy,
Who's
24 years
52?
old. Like at some point,
Well,
what he should
hey,
have
sis,
done, huh?
we, I'm pretty sure, and I speak for everybody, you make your point clear as far as, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with Lil Meech. Ain't nobody really like disputing what you saying, but we just trying to get you to look at it from 50 Cent point of view as far as, listen, I gave, I'm not trying to put you in the middle. I'm just gonna cut all y'all off because I don't trust none of it.
But I
You gotta
am
look
in the
at
middle
50
though.
Cent as somebody that been crossed, that been shot, that been all, you know what I'm saying, that been through all that, and under the same type of circumstances where he feeling a certain way when it comes to people that play with people that he don't trust or don't, you know, and I'm giving you the opportunity, giving you all this leeway. Now, I know you ain't gonna choose me over your father. I wouldn't even expect you to do nothing like that. So, in order to do that, I'm just gonna remove myself away from everything. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and, and guess what, Jeff? We still ain't got to this point, right? Why why is Big Meech being looked at the way he looked at? So this woman Tammy Collins was supposed to be Big Meech's woman.
Yeah.
Big Meech get pardoned, come home, he paroled to Lil Meech's mama house. The
Hmm.
woman is the motherfucker who put all this shit out. That's the woman. That's who stopped the concert. That's who put all these snitching
And she
and
was
this
working with
paperwork
the
out.
feds. She working with the feds. And I got
She
it
the
on
one
this
who
video.
She the one
See
who
what I'm
put all
saying?
the shit out. So Big
Oh
Me
Lord.
showing people he ain't loyal. He's showing everybody he's not no loyal person. This woman that held you down. This woman cooperated with the feds to reduce your time in prison so you will be able to get out. All you avoided a whole conspiracy charge when you had her organize a drug transaction. Like this woman did all this shit for you, then you get pardoned and you paroled to your baby mama house.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But
Hey Jeff, you
what up,
finna you
legend?
finna do the video now? Cause I was gonna say something, but I wait till you get through the video.
No, go on here and say what you gonna say, bro.
Uh, I want to use this scenario. I know y'all familiar about the cash money and the no limit thing about the beef back in the day they had, alleged beef. I don't know how true the beef was because I wasn't. I'm not from down there, but I know Big Bad and J Rock. Y'all know a little bit more about it than the average person. So when Mystical left and went to go holler at Master P about joining Cash Money, and it seemed like to me Master P was like, "But shit, go ahead and do your thing. You got my blessing." Even though they supposed to have beef, he let him go ahead and do his thing, and you didn't really hear no friction behind that. He went over there with cash money. Think he did a CD or two, made his little money, and then that was that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like this. You got two groups of people who kept it about money and squashed the beef, or if they did have beef, they left it about the money. Then you got a group of people who they they let the money, well, they let the beef get in the way of their money, even though they had people let their feelings get in the way. So you kind of weigh both sides, but at the same time, I guess it takes the person who more about standing on business versus you gonna let this damn shit get in the way of our damn money and shit. So that's the way I look at the whole thing. You can look at
Yeah,
it
you raised
one
a
way.
damn good point.
That's a good point.
Lex.
And
Exactly.
also that same shit happened with Suge Knight and motherfucker Snoop Dogg. When
Yeah,
Master
yep.
P brought Snoop to No Limit. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Snoop couldn't even go back to LA. Cause Suge wanted the man head.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I'm
see,
gonna
that's what
say, go ahead, sis. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go
I
ahead,
was
sis.
gonna say it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like with like I don't know what it is about, and I'm not trying to get off topic about our people. Like just like Dexter just said, like I'm gonna give you your grace to get your money. I don't care about all of that. Like we such crabs in a bucket. Well, oh, I feel like this, like y'all, like I just feel like they too old to be robbing. Y'all half of a century. Like, I'm just saying, y'all almost 60 in your 50s and 60s, like, and this is the way you display for the younger people that's looking at all this stuff on the internet when y'all are no example. And then you got this young boy that's caught up in the middle of some two grown people beef when it's just about getting money and we all getting money and making, progress and different things. Because I just look at it on a job. You go on a job, you might not get along with your boss or whatever, but when you there, you just doing your job
But
and your
sis,
boss
you
don't
not
give a
you
flip.
this the part you missing, sis. These people got legitimate beef with each other. Like it's very personal. Like 50 Cent that took Rick Ross' baby mama and put him in a,
See,
you know what I'm
so that's
saying?
what I'm saying. At some
Hold on,
point in
listen to
time,
me. Listen to me. It's certain boundaries that been crossed. That was 10, 15 years ago. They'll never be cool. You know what I'm saying?
okay, but you know what? If it's 10 or 15 years ago, at the end of the day, like if that's y'all still stuck on, neither one of you ain't with the baby mama. That's what I be talking about with us. Get over it. Like move on because at some point y'all should be a better example for we just gonna keep holding on to stuff that happened 15 and 20 years ago with baby mama that your baby mama was somebody else. Y'all grown, pick up the phone and talk about it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's stuff like this that is what get the views, and we just be putting money in these people's pockets because of their drama. And they probably cool and they get along whether we know it or not. Just like politicians do. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think for grown, like that whole beef thing, how could a younger generation look up to the older ones when y'all beefing and rivaling about stuff that happened 20 years ago? Like I don't. That's just me. And what I say about like the whole corporation thing with baby mamas, you got people that done did dirty stuff on jobs, and you have to have. They come in and go to work. They do their job. They kind of done slept with the boss. Got a baby from the boss.
Right. I mean,
And
that's light what I'm saying. But 50 Cent actually then got shot behind altercations, and I'm just saying, I'm just to name a couple things that happened to why the reason why they don't fool with each other. So it ain't like they actively in beef. Like if I see this dude, I'm gonna attack him. They cordial. If they in the same building, they in the war show, they not finna attack each other. But I don't fool with this dude, and these are the reasons why. So for you to know this, and Big Meech and Little Meech know this, for you to actively go over there and fool with them, then that's a sign of disrespect. Especially when I'm giving you an opportunity.
And I
but
also look
again,
at it like this too. That's why I can say with 50, this shit is personal. You heard Tony Yayo come out and say, "Oh, I don't, the shit 50 do. I don't agree with certain shit 50 do." And guess what 50 did? Shit, 50 went at his ass. Cause 50 just feel like, man, 50 one of them type of friends that he your homie, he your friend, he your friend, he loyal. But when you cross him, that's it's over with. And him and
They know that
everybody
about
know
him.
him and Yayo is whatever butter on bread. But guess what? Yayo went out on Vlad TV and had shit to say about 50 putting the Irv Gotti little tombstone on the couch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, 50 say, "Oh yeah, you want to talk? Oh, you must be mad that I pushed in the bush." You know, he making jokes, but then 50 said, he let Yayo know, like, "Come on, man, this is a war, man."
Yeah,
And
that's why I feel like Lil
I
Meech is a
tried.
captain.
They give him too much power. Like he can go on with all that. Y'all, I'm just saying, like it's one of
I'm
the
on
things where
trust. I
he
like
just
Christmas.
he to
I can't
me
help.
he no, and I get that, but my thing is like you I understand stuff that happened to you years ago and whatever the rivals is, but now it's like, come on, man, like y'all just at some point y'all are grown. Like even if you ain't gonna get along and you don't, I don't fool with him, but when it come down to the fact of if it's about making money and getting your money, just get it and move on. Like, dang. All that extra stuff, don't nobody care about your baby mama and what y'all did back 20 years ago. That's why we can't move forward.
I'm
That's
gonna
why,
try to get away. Hey, what they say? You can leave. You can leave when the fire start to burn versus sitting in there till it get all the way engulfed in flames trying to get out.
That's
They
why I
don't.
say like me, like the difference between me and I look at 50 Cent, right? And I like I say, I do music and I'm in Chicago. I came up in Chicago, like for real. I'm Chicago through and through. And I've been in situations and I'm underground. And like on the music side, I got people that I've had situations with 20 years ago that, people that are my constituents that, fool with people that I've had beef with or whatever, actively, 20 years ago. And now that I'm 20 years later, I don't hold that against, some of my friends that may do business with people that I got beef with back then because I trust them. I mean, like, hey, whatever you do with them is business. However you move with them is business, but they know that about me. They know that I'm not gonna trip on that. That's the difference between me and somebody like 50 Cent. Like 50
so,
Cent will probably
yeah,
hold that in somebody's chest. Me, I'm
uh-huh.
I'm not gonna, hey, if you want to rock with them, now if you ask me my opinion about this person, I'm gonna give you my opinion. Now, if you want to continue business with them, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But if like with somebody like 50 Cent, we've already seen how he act. We already see how
Yeah.
he operate. So Big Meech knew exactly what he was doing when he did what he did. 50 Rick Ross knew exactly what he was doing. I blame both of them for the situation between 50 Cent and Lil Meech because they knew the reaction would be. You know what I'm saying? Me, I wouldn't have tripped. I'd be like, go on over there. If that, I hope it worked out for you, but this what I'm gonna tell you, my experience. But 50 different, and they knew that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's true. But my thing is, big little Meech, move around and get your money. Like at some point, you caught in the middle of your daddy and they rival and all this other stuff. My thing is, if it ain't meant for you and he dropped you because of that or whatever the issue is, it wasn't meant for him. Just move around, get you something. Don't come up for you. Trust me. And
Yeah,
Hey,
everybody,
that's how I look at it.
yeah, everybody, like I say, everybody gonna handle it, handle it different. That's why I brought that thing about Master P and them. Everybody gonna handle their stuff different. I mean, you, I, and everybody else, they gonna deal with it different. As 50 Cent seem to be the type of person that he real petty, and then I can say
Mm-hmm.
the same thing about Meech and them, cause I know damn well all this information that's been going on with 50 being talking about Jay Z and P Diddy. I'm pretty sure Meech already knew about that stuff being locked up. I'm pretty sure he knew a little bit about it, or he seen or heard about it. So by him even knowing the slightest thing like that, and your son is working with him, me myself, I would have fell back too because you already know how he is. Now somebody else, they might would have handled it like Master P and Cash Money. And like, okay, we beefing actively, but you got artists want to come over here and work with us and make some money. So guess what? I'm gonna sit on my hands. I ain't gonna even say nothing about you. If I see you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, we gonna be cordial about it, but we're gonna be about the money.
Yes,
They
And
sir.
just
then
gonna
you're
be
gonna have,
mature. They're gonna be mature about it. Like you got him
yeah,
that's immature about it. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to work with you if you immature. Like that's just me. I'd rather go with somebody where I don't care if we beefing or if we ain't beefing. Like we just get to the money. That's all. Like you feed your family, I'm feed mine. Like that's
that's
it.
what it's all about. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
That's
Because I
all
mean,
about.
you say, yeah, you know about, like, I use that same little old statement from old Cuddy on Dead President. I know about pride, but you got mouths to feed.
Thank
And
you.
that's real. That's real right there.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all the situation, man. And before I do that, I want to give a shout out to DV Wild Wild. He got a YouTube channel. He in the chat. That's his YouTube channel on the screen right there, man. If you in the channel and you rock with me, go subscribe to him. That's my Shot Town homie, man. Shot Town one love whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I gotta interject real quick.
Go ahead.
I gotta go because I had to get my baby, put her in the bed. But y'all, this was such a good conversation. I enjoyed everybody on the panel, Big Five, Lexington, DV Wild. Which this was a good discussion, y'all, and I really enjoyed this. But I gotta run real quick to get my little one in the bed. So
Oh,
Cool,
okay,
cool,
sis.
cool.
Hey, hey, and I want Lexington to say something before you go, but and Big Bad, but you already know, sis, we've been rocking and rolling on this. We just been
oh
talking
yeah.
because we do politics all the time, and man, you my sister, I love you like
Oh, you
um,
know that.
I love you like sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? But Lexington, Big Bad, y'all chop it up with sis, man, and then we gonna get up out of here because it's about that time anyway.
Okay, it's a bad. It was like you said, it was a good discussion. I really don't hardly get on too much, but when I had a time, I interject, I sit back and listen, and then I put my little 2 cents in it. So I was glad I was able to do that tonight because I hardly ever get on the lives with everybody. So it was a blessing to get on there and do that, man, and give y'all my perspective on how I thought about the whole situation. So
Man, love that.
again,
Anytime you come on, Lex, it's a blessing. 'Cause we don't hear from you often, but when we do, it's always a blessing, brother.
Yep, it
already,
sure is.
already. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, and it was a fire
You
discussion tonight, and hopefully we can have something else we can break down and have some have our 2 cents on it then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
all
y'all be
right.
blessed.
Blessing,
You
bro.
too.
All right, Sister Meek. Hey, look, I'm gonna need you to take off the usher glove sometime.
I ain't telling you what part did you say? What's it going on?
I'm gonna need, I'm gonna need you to take the usher gloves off sometime. But nah, but
Ooh.
hey, most definitely though, like I say, man, everybody got good, valid points, and I think you know it's a lot of lessons to be learned from this situation. Whether it's Lil Meech, 50 Cent, Big Meech, Rick Ross, whoever, everybody involved, man. When you think about this shit, when you think about the situation, man, it's a lot of different angles that you can look at and a lot of different perspectives that you can take from this situation and move throughout life with. When it comes down to your decision making, what you choose to uh
Mm-hmm.
participate in, how you participate in it, why you doing it. A lot of different stuff, man. These type of lessons, I'm happy to see other people go through then learn from it versus me having to go through it and not know like, damn, I should have did this or I should have did that. So Lil Meech, he gon' when it all said and done, he moving with Ross and Floyd out of emotions. He's not doing that shit like
Mm-hmm.
when you sit back and realize, and because you wouldn't have come out and said how thankful you are for what somebody did for you just to go turn around and end up with the enemies. But when you moving out of emotion, those are the type of things you do. Because if it was about principle, you gonna tell 50, look, I'm finna pull up on you, and we finna, what I'm saying, we finna sit down and get to the bottom of this, rectify this situation. Because at the end of the day, I'm not finna allow you, I'm not gonna give you the tools to end my career. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna allow you to do that. I'm gonna fight for me if I don't fight for nobody else. So it's a lot of lessons to learn from this situation. But you and Brother Jeff, everybody that came through, man, I appreciate y'all, and I'm happy I caught the conversation.
Me
Man,
too,
right,
man.
hey, bro, you came through at a pivotal time. You came through and held me down when I was up against the ropes. I'm like, oh,
Nah, but see,
I'm getting sucker
I'm gonna
punched.
I'm gonna tell Mika to go over here to this guy channel is I gotta remember his name is I follow him, but he read the whole paperwork from this guy Cuffy that Meat's supposed to be set up or whatever. So when you listening to this shit and you hearing this story and how it was read, the dude Big Meech, he signed his life rights over to a confidential informant. He gave her power of attorney over him, and he signed his life rights over to the
Time
woman.
me going. I got
Yeah.
it. I got it.
Then she turned around and sold the shit to 50 Cent. So
Yeah,
Big Meech, the
I didn't
name
even get a chance,
BMF,
but the conversation got so good, bro. We're gonna have to do a part 2 because I ain't even get to that.
yeah.
Mm.
So it's a deep. This shit way deeper, man. And Lil Meech or Big Meech didn't need Rick Ross. Rick Ross wanted to stop them from becoming more successful than they were, and they don't even see that.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And Rick Ross, man, to me, is the scum of the earth for even intercepting in that because he knew, you know what I'm saying, he could manipulate Big Meech because Big Meech just came on. He don't know. He ain't too tipped to this new social media age. He been locked up for 20 years. So you use him as a
Mhm.
pop to interrupt what Big Meech and 50 with Little Meech and Little Meech and 50 Cent had going on. But anyway, all right,
Mhm.
sis. I know you got to get back to it, and I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna leave the people with a video before we
Okay.
leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish the video so they can check that out. But I know you got to get to it. But I appreciate everybody coming through. We wanted to talk about 50 Cent versus Big Meech. Let's discuss the distraction because all this is at the end of the day is a distraction. It's barbershop and beauty shop talk. That's all this was tonight. Because we talk about
Mhm.
politics over here, but we said we're going to entertain the foolishness.
Mhm.
All this is foolishness at the end of the day. Don't nobody care
Yeah.
about these niggas.
We don't. But it was, hey, we switched it up a little bit. We did a little remix on everybody tonight. You know,
Yeah,
we weren't talking about Trump tonight. Hey, we'll get to him tomorrow or the next night. But tonight we did a little remix tonight, and it was good too. Good
yeah, it was a
conversation.
good it was barbershop and beauty shop talk.
And I enjoyed every minute of it too, bro. For real.
Yeah. Okay,
But
then, sis.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave, bro. We'll chop it up a little later.
All right. I'm going to hang out a
All
little
right.
bit longer and play some of the rest of this video for y'all. Sis, if you got time, while you doing what you're doing, if you want to listen to the rest of it, we can. If not, we chop it up about it later. We probably do a part 2 to this.
All right, bro. Love you, him. Have a good
All
night.
right. I love you too, sis.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Especially when 50 doubled down, posting, if you bought an outfit and was ready to turn up, I apologize for whoever's responsible. Let's get to that. And just when you thought he was done, 50 hit him with a knockout punch, reposting a fan accusing him of shutting down the whole event. He didn't even deny it, just smirked and said, I apologize for your trip to Miami, but been playing with me. So you know, let's build when y'all get back to the city. Now, was 50 really behind the cancellation? We can't say for sure, but one thing's clear. He wanted Meech, Ross, and everyone else to feel that sting. Because in 50's world, betrayal doesn't get swept under the rug, it gets dragged into the spotlight one petty post at a time. And believe it or not, Lil Meech is already realizing just how badly he fumbled the bag. After all the years 50 took care of him while Big Meech was behind bars, Lil Meech flipped sides, and now he's paying the price. How bad is it? He's out here begging.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you
begging for paid promotions for $500. Yeah, $500. That's literal pocket change compared to the fat checks 50 was cutting him, from luxury sets and star treatment to scrambling for side hustles. It's like watching someone fall from a penthouse straight to the pavement. And if you think 50's gonna let him slide without rubbing it in, think again.
What up, though? Boss of all bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make it go up, hit me right now.
If you really think about it, 50 Cent didn't just look out for Lil Meech, he practically stepped into the father figure role while Big Meech was locked up. He wasn't just cashing in on the BMF brand, he was holding down Meech's legacy, making sure the family stayed afloat. He didn't have to cast Lil Meech as his own father in the BMF series, but he did. That role didn't just put Lil Meech on the map, it put millions into his pocket and kept his family name alive. 50 even spelled it out himself. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. B, give the baby back his jewelry. So watching Lil Meech flip sides and throw shade, that betrayal cut deep. It's like watching someone you raised turn around and spit in your face. And all this drama kicked off right when Big Meech finally caught a break. After a decade behind bars, his 30-year sentence got trimmed. And by October 2024, he was out of federal prison and into a halfway house. But freedom came with strings, because the streets started buzzing with one messy question. Did Meech snitch to get out? The fallout hit fast. Tension between Big Meech and 50 Cent shook the hip-hop scene. And word on the street is, some artists, Lil Baby included, might have pulled out of events after 50 threw those snitching allegations around. The funny-ish is they was saying at Lil Baby pulled up on them in a Ferrari truck, pockets full of money, and didn't give them nothing, 50 wrote. Lil Baby was 5 when you got indicted. WTF he owe you. And that right there, proof that loyalty is everything in this game. And once you cross 50, there's no coming back. 50 Cent just dropped the ultimate bombshell, a text from Lil Meech himself. And trust me, it's messy. Lil Meech is out here claiming he'd take the shirt off his back for 50, while in the same breath defending his dad's new connection to Rick Ross. And the kicker? He straight up admits Ross gave Big Meech money to hold him over until BMF picks back up. So now, Ross isn't just stirring the pot, he's got both Big Meech and his son in his pocket. Here's what Lil Meech actually said. They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram, and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket, when I brought him around you first when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty, inhuman. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F. Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, the game jumped right into the drama, clowning Lil Meech for trying to play both sides. He posted the conversation and said, just seen a text from Lil Meech to 50 that got me dying. Hey Lil Meech, you were supposed to be like F you, this BMF, and I'm standing with my pops. Now me and Fifth got our own issues, but them ish on pause while I post this. Then Fifth said, what's your little A gonna do? I damn near spit my water out. What happened to Gangsta Man? Big Meech, you can't let 50 get at you like that. So now it's clear, Lil Meech is biting the very hand that fed him. 50 didn't just build his career, he kept his family afloat and put BMF on the map. And now, with Ross lurking in the shadows, Lil Meech is switching sides? That's betrayal on another level. But hold up, you might think this is just another case of he said, she said. No, we've got receipts. And the biggest bombshell, Blue Da Vinci himself is backing 50's claims. Why does that matter? Because Blue Da Vinci is the reason 50's even calling Big Meech a rat. Blue laid it all out, and it all circles back to Tammy Cowens. Now, Tammy wasn't just someone random. She was a major player in the BMF empire.
Now, I want y'all to pay special attention to this lady right here, Tammy Cohen. Because she was in... she turned into a confidential informant on BMF. You know, this was one of Big Meech's females, you know, closest, you know, lady friends that ended up turning into a informant, but also was like an executive producer on BMF series. Crazy.
Even working as a co-producer on The Stars show. But here's where it gets wild. She'd secretly been a government informant since 2009. She took control of BMF Entertainment while Meech was behind bars, becoming the owner in 2008. And just a year later, she flipped and started working with the feds.
Don't understand it that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
And that's just scratching the surface. According to Blue, the only reason Big Meech even had a shot at early release was because they threw Cuffy, one of Meech's closest partners, under the bus. That deal should have had Meech walking free.
How many people giving y'all this raw shit like this here? We gonna talk about it, man. We probably gonna have to do a part 2 of this live, bro.
By 2018, but everything crumbled when Tammy got caught up in a scandal, an affair with a DEA officer. Once that leaked, the whole operation fell apart. At first, nobody believed Blue Da Vinci. They said he was bitter, trying to drag Meech's name through the mud. After all, Meech built his entire legacy on the no snitching code. But now, Blue's pulling out phone calls, documents, straight up receipts. And suddenly, what seemed unthinkable is starting to look very real. Yeah, you heard that right. Cuffy and Big Meech weren't just business partners, they were tight for years. But according to Cuffy's daughter, Tamara Gatling, her family was blindsided when they discovered Meech had a hand in setting her father up.
My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech.
And how did they find out? Well, they managed to uncover the identity of one of the confidential informants in the case.
Man, this shit is deep. It's deeper than an abyss, bro. It's deep because it's so many different moving parts. So the thing that happened between Big Meech, 50 Cent, Lil Meech, Rick Ross, you got different, like this guy here, Blue Da Vinci. He was around since, Big Meech started off BMF in the beginning with Jeezy. It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. And we just here giving commentary on the commentary.
And guess whose name kept popping up? Big Meech.
In 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie.
Now, when 50 Cent says he's gearing up to drop a bombshell documentary exposing all of Meech's shady dealings, you know it's about to get ugly. 50 didn't just pull the informant label out of thin air. He's claiming Tammy Cowens was the one who played a major role in getting Meech's sentence reduced. And if you believe 50's version, Meech had to do more than just sit quietly. He had to talk to make that deal happen. And we know in the streets, there's nothing worse than being called a snitch. And if you think that's just 50 stirring the pot, think again. Tammy's sworn affidavit confirms some of the most damning details.
She expressly states that Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech, put her in contact with Fidel Suarez out of California and Dion Gatlin, who is Cuffy out of St. Louis, to arrange a large sale.
To make matters worse, 50's not backing down. He's doubling down. In a separate post, he hinted that Meech's former assistant and BMF producer, Tammy Cowens, was the real key to the OG's downfall. And this ain't just talk. 50's teasing a tell-all documentary that promises to blow the lid off everything. The biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cowens, 50 wrote, posting a rat meme to drive the point home. Now, this wasn't just shade. This was 50 straight up implying that Tammy, who has already been accused of cooperating with the feds, played a critical role in Meech's case. But hold on. While everyone's focused on the snitching rumors and federal ties, there's one crucial detail flying under the radar. Boosie's reaction to his concert cancellation says it all. According to him, some skeletons from the past have finally caught up with the Meech clan, and it's starting to hit their pockets. The arena was open. Everything was open. It was going down. Some federal people came in here with letters like "shut this ish down." And according to Vibe, things might actually be worse than we thought. While Meech has always maintained his down-by-law persona, reports suggest he may have engaged in third-party cooperation while in prison to personally benefit from it. And this is why his early release is raising so many eyebrows. Tammy Cowens played a role, but so did 50 Cent. Reggie Wright said Meech got off lightly because 50 was backing him. 50 saw Meech as someone he fully supported. But when Meech linked up with Rick Ross, that loyalty was gone.
Because a lot of y'all say, how can a motherfucker do 30 years, 20 years, and then y'all still saying he snitched? Well, because he didn't get 50 motherfucking years.
Now 50 is calling him a snitch and making sure the industry turns on him. Reggie also suggested 50 has his own snitching ties, flipping the script on him. The tables have turned.
But now, mother 50 Cent post that tweet asking about that, talking about he gonna do a documentary on that, explaining that. Man, how quick the tables turn.
And
All right, man. I'm done with that. Let me stop that. First and foremost, man, I appreciate everybody coming through for the live. And I appreciate everybody that came through to participate in the live, in the chat and everything like that. One thing that I want to say is this. I never put on anything on the internet to disparage any of my brothers or sisters. You know what I'm saying? And I don't encourage any or endorse any type of disparity against it. All of this is for free dialogue. You feel what I'm saying? This is nothing to disparage none of my people, but you know, I felt like it was cool to have this type of conversations to get away from the politics for a second. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would be dope to come out and just talk about some popular culture things, which would be a teachable moment. Now, the teachable moment, and I shared this, I saved this all the way to this point, is that our people, be it rich, be it poor, be it whatever, different classism, you know, even different colorism, different whatever, we have to find a fine median to come together. You know what I'm saying? And when you got situations like this with Big Meech, 50 Cent, Rick Ross, Lil Meech, all these are successful black men. Why we can't get it together? Why we got to find a reason to beef with each other instead of finding a reason to have peace with one another and put each other in a better position? Why we can't do that? Why it got to be the crab in the barrel effect? Why? What? You know, I know, and shout out to my sister Mika. She said that like these niggas 50, 60 years old, some of them. Why we can't find a way to coexist with one another and show each other camaraderie, even though we had differences in the past? Why we can't elevate as a culture? And this is why. Because this is the distraction. Big Meech versus 50 Cent is the distraction. So much going on in the world today. We talk about politics every day. But my biggest videos be about the distraction. We talk about things that really affect our culture. It don't get as much light. I update y'all with so much information every day. I go out my way. But things like this get the most attention. Well, on that note, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace and blessings. But see, this is a live video, so one thing that we got to do is hit y'all with the intro. Damn, I ain't got the intro posted. Jesus. I had it all set up. But don't worry about it, man. We'll talk to you soon. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. We out.